Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, Josh and Balin.
Hey,
Automated Layers team. How are
Morning.
you guys doing?
good morning.
Awesome.
Doing well. Ready to melt some plastic?
Yes, yes, we are going to print with this. We are going to print repeatedly with this, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Uh, I like both franchises.
Nice. I can flip in there. I'm gonna turn this off.
So the Vertigo. Let's what do we have? Let me gather my thoughts here. This printer we started, when did I start this build? It was late April, early May, and then a bunch of interruptions from events and such. And now we're finally here, but at 10 parts in a series. It's pretty typical for a complete printer build. I think I usually end up between 8 and 10 parts when we do a full printer. I think the Stealth Changer was probably around that. So, let's get into a couple of things. I want to say hi to everybody. I'm not going to go through the individual list because I don't usually when we have guests on. But a quick reminder that there is a Polymaker giveaway at the 3-hour mark, and the link is in the pin post in the description. And then a big thanks to the Automated Layer team and West3D for enabling this build series. So let's get into who wants to start. How did this Vertigo project begin? Does either of you? And I'll go through and we'll kind of, while we're talking about that kind of thing, we'll get things ready for the next step here.
It's a good question. I think so Balin had a small print farm of Ender 3s. Is that kind of where it started?
Yeah, I built a bed and then everything was getting kicked off with the tool head onto a conveyor of sorts into a box. And Josh and I were coworkers at the time, so I'd bother him on our lunch hour and say, "Hey, we can do this. Let's build a printer." And then, yeah, just hitting up the whiteboard, coming up with
Yeah.
crazy ideas. One of them was to make the bed just completely go vertical and drop the part through the bottom. So we still have that in our sketchbooks.
Mhm.
How
Yeah, we
long
all
ago
kind
was that? How long
that
ago was
was
that?
Probably 3 years ago now, at least.
at least, yeah.
Yeah. The project took about a year to develop, and I lost count on the number of iterations, but it was about 12 full months and then another several months to set up the Kickstarter and learn how to do all that. And now we're here.
Awesome. I want to thank Maurice for being a member for 49 months. Thank you. So you stated you had a goal. Your primary goal here was auto part ejection, right?
That was the main goal,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So what how did that come about? I mean, how did you decide that, or what was the inspiration for you doing this, the format we see now?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. The Enders were slow, it had issues, and we thought, we could do a Core XY one that would be better. I had designed and built at least I had built a few and then designed one before, so I had some idea of what I was doing. And we looked around to see like, oh, is there any way we could, how could we do like a minimum viable product kind of a thing? And from there, the scope really just kind of grew, and we looked and we were like, yeah, there's nothing really that we could make a mod for. We kind of just have to make like our own full thing. We did use for a while we had a dragon burner tool head on there. And yeah, eventually we were like, too many limitations, and we'll just design our own. So yeah, basically it was kind of, you know, from the ground up. We gave it the same size as like the same like box size as a 250 Trident, I think. Partially because, you know, we didn't really want to have to design a new door for it. We knew that that would fit with a standard size bed. So, and like, didn't want to have to have custom made print beds and custom made spring steel print surfaces and stuff. So we kind of designed around that as our standard, and yeah, and we came up with this. But yeah, we
Yeah.
figured something, we wanted it to be able to be enclosed so we could print different materials. We wanted standard beds so you could swap them out. And yeah, we wanted to be able to eject parts without putting any stress on the gantry, or having to write special G code per part, or, you know, not having a limitation for how high the thing should be. Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much our design constraints were to hit as many of the blind areas that like a gantry eject or a belted printer system, or even an upside down gantry eject would have. So we tried to find something that fit in between all of those, but satisfied a lot of their shortcomings.
No, I just checked. I didn't realize before it is the same footprint as a 250 Trident. So 410 millimeters wide. A little deeper because of the backpack, but
Yeah,
you
right.
can't really be dropping your printed parts onto your electronics, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a flicker here too. I'm not sure.
What's that?
I have a little bit of a flicker in my light, so I apologize if that's bothering anybody.
That's okay. It's a small corner of the screen. I doubt it's bothering anybody. There are some very interesting and obviously very thought out parts of this printer. I mean, everywhere on the printer. So the evolution of it, especially over what you said about a year of development to come to, at what point in this design were you at in a year? How much did it change after that?
I think, it must have been over a year by the time we finished. The tool head was the last, major component. There was some touch up here and there, but the last major component was the tool head that we designed. And I think that was, over a year of, at that point we were over a year.
I think a few months in, we had something that tilted the bed. The force sensors weren't born yet, and we were having fun with that, but we come back to it and it's totally jammed up. The thing's cockeyed 45 degrees because some parts stuck a little too hard. We're like, oh, something more to design. So
yeah,
it was just kind of piece by piece and just running it as hard as we could. And when something broke, we just had to sit down and figure out how to do it better.
Yeah, there's definitely, I can imagine there's, like you said, the force sensors are the result of realizing that parts can get stuck on the bed and what happens.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a catastrophic failure when that happens.
Yeah. Another big thorn in our side that's probably undergone 5 or 6 iterations, maybe more, is the bed lever in the front.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun design constraints there. We first started with a bar magnet that had slots cut in the side from K&J Magnetics. They're a great company, but too expensive for this project for everyone to go out and purchase. We were constraining it with pins, and the tolerances of the cut of the magnet and the plastic and everything. We had to over constrain it. And then some magnets, the flat surfaces were not so flat, so it wasn't very repeatable. So we had to figure out a clever way to kind of constrain something more off the shelf, which are the bar magnets that we have in there now, but not have it over constrained to get rid of the rocking. So
that this whole mechanism is very interesting. I'm realizing hopefully I need to super glue those little dowel pins in. I keep all these things that, I go away for a week and forget to do all the things I'm supposed to do. Whatever.
Yeah.
The tool head is very cool and very different from anything out there. What do you have anything? What can we talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get something light, something small going. I found these awesome little radial 30-30-10 radial blowers, and yeah, I mean, it was basically just trying to get as much cooling with these fans and you know, into this tight package and still allow it to be serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we wanted a filament cutter on there. We knew we wanted it to be as close to the nozzle as we could get it. And the idea that it is swappable, sort of fairly swappable on those on that little Maxwell coupling, that those three cap nuts that are sitting in the X carriage. That was kind of Balin's idea to do that. We figured, yeah, we'd had enough instances when trying to print large batches of things where, you know, it would have just been nice to like swap a tool head, keep printing, and then fix a clog, you know, like offline. So this was kind of a way that you can have that happen. Yep, exactly.
The one thing it's missing is a filament sensor. Is that coming?
It is. It is missing that.
You mean like a runout sensor?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
most people, I think these days, well, maybe I can't say most, but I know a lot of people are running with AMSs or some kind of multi-material, and those typically have their own built-in filament sensor. And we figured, yeah, probably could have, maybe should have shipped with one. But yeah, I do end up using one. I just stuck it on the back and run with that. But yeah, I don't know. might be good to
there
have
we
one.
go. A little fiddly to get back on, but just have to get it into the right spot.
Yeah, we use every last millimeter.
Every single last millimeter. That
Yep.
is so true. Okay, well, as we go, so anybody in chat, if you have any questions for the team, we're going to just kind of go through here and get this thing going and get a print going on it. So, back real quick, back on the filament sensor thing. There's not enough room for the orbiter filament out sensor?
Oh, you mean the like the orbiter's its own what do they call it?
Yeah,
Orbitool
yeah.
or something?
They've got here, I've got one right here.
We were also trying to keep the mass to a minimum.
Well, yes.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think
this.
I did look at that at one point. It was kind of interfering with our design that kind of straddles for the cowl. It might be able to be designed in the future, but you know, our wish list is so much longer than what came out, and we just said, you know, we have to draw a line in the sand somewhere to get this thing out. So
that's what it came down to. I mean, there are so many things at this point that we that we would like to change or add, and we yeah, like Ben said, we had to kind of pick had to pick things somewhere, and what got in, what came out, yeah, could be
What's your
argued.
top thing that you want to put in?
for me, a liquid cooled bed, so just
really?
instantly cools down.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
For me, it's something I want to take out.
Oh, what do you want to take out?
The failing this. The lever.
What do you want to take out, George?
The bed
the lever.
Yeah.
The bed lever. The front.
Yeah, so you can do it without that.
Without this?
Without the bed lever. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's just the front rails would need to go much lower, and it would be a much more elegant way to do it. But this, yeah.
The whole printer gets taller considerably. So but
Actually,
once
no,
we
remember, that's not true. Remember, it's just the front rails would need to go down lower than where the feet currently are. So it would be a different form factor. It would look quite different.
yeah,
But it would stay the same. It could stay that exact same. Just the front extrusions would need to go down.
Mr. Excuse member for 4 months. So Mr. Excuse works at West3D, and I was there last weekend, and they have one of these, and they had it running the whole time I was there, printing these big bins that they're using in the shop. So
heck yeah.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
the other thing they have is the filament management, because that's one thing that I noted was kind of lacking, is there's no spool holder. But what they're using is a night owl sitting to the side of the printer, which is really cool. Assuming you can get some sort of filament out setup. It doesn't have to be at the tool head, but continuous. If you wanted to run a job, you could put 2 spools on there and just have it set up in continuous mode. So I picked up where is it? It's somewhere around here. A night owl kit while I was there. So I'll be printing out a night owl kit in matching colors and probably using that as my spool management setup for this.
That's definitely the way to go if you're into print farming. You just have a couple or a single color. The systems are awesome. I think they even build, I don't know about Night Owl, but some of those hold 5 kilo spools. So you could just leave this thing going for weeks.
Yeah. The problem with a 5 kilo spool is pulling from it. It's very heavy. So you either have to have a really well running spool holder or some sort of assist.
Yeah, we did a 5 kilo spool run. It was just sitting horizontal on some admittedly expensive ceramic bearings. I picked them up from AliExpress. And yeah, sucked it all down.
I missed it, but it sounds like Killer Prince rated in from his stream working on the Micron. So welcome, folks.
I'm gonna go index ready.
Index ready? Yeah.
Oh man,
that would be a trick.
That would be awesome. Definitely would be awesome.
Okay, so let's just for fun, before we get in too far, let's do a quick home. Let's make sure everything's still good. I haven't homed it in over a week. Oh, I guess that's it. Home, and then let's do, just because it's fun, let's do a scrape bed. So the major party trick of the system here. And then we noticed, and we were talking about this before stream a little bit, the scraper retract is a little slow. So we're going to do some adjustments on that, hopefully to improve that.
Is it squeaking or is it something else?
There is a squeak. There's a squeak coming from somewhere. The audience probably isn't hearing that, but you guys get the benefit of no sound filter. Hey, Dr. Dave.
I think, oh yeah, so it's probably on just a little too tight. It's probably, if the magnets are in there, then it's probably on.
Yeah, the magnets are in there and they are attracting, and then you see it ends up finishing the retract there.
Good news is that it would all work just the same. It's just an aesthetic thing.
Yep. Now I noticed West3D's does the same thing. So the Mr. Excuse made me take note of what we're going to do here. So the thought is that the tension on the scraper is probably a little too high, and fortunately that's adjustable. So what did we say? I want to I think I want to tighten the screws, these screws on the side, in order to raise the bar up, right?
We're going to loosen them.
Loosen them?
We'll first, we'll pull the bar forward, and then loosen those screws until the blades no longer touch the bed, and then just bring it back down until the blades are just touching the bed, and then maybe one more turn.
I'm gonna do this evenly on both sides. And maybe I'll do.
Can
And
you
they
tell that that's raising them when you?
I can't really tell. Oh yeah, it definitely raised it on this side. So this side looks, oh, there we go. Oh, let me get a better view for folks.
Oh yeah, I can. Oh, there you go. Yoink.
So there's that. Let's go over here. We can tell. You see that? That's visible.
Showing up pretty good.
Yeah. So that is there. So we're gonna go until it just barely touches. We'll do that on both sides. Something like that.
Looks good.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
So now we'll do a scrape bed again. Blame Ian.
The only other thing I can think of is there's really no good indicator how far back the magnets are and those little wings.
Oh, yeah.
So if they're not pushed back all the way, then it does have some issue making good contact with the other magnets.
Isn't that the issue? Isn't that the? Don't they just get pushed back all the way? Isn't that the ending?
Oh, it wanted to.
Close. It wanted to. It started.
Hey. Oh.
There it goes.
It's just two screws, right?
Huh?
It's just two screws to pop those off and check the magnets.
Which ones?
Oh, but you gotta pull the side panels off.
Yeah.
It's the magnet in the accented pieces on the ends of the scraper bar. Yeah, those
So
guys.
if is it adjustable?
It's not adjustable. It's just if the magnet is pushed all the way back in that pocket or not, is the check. And it should be about 4.6 millimeters to the magnet. So.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we talked about the scraper tension adjustment and then the position of those magnets. I'm not going to go through the trouble of pulling the side panels off for something that's functionally working right now.
Yeah.
So I'll maybe play with that if it bugs me later. But for now, the next thing we want to do is make sure that all the things, so here's the custom Vertigo, is this mainsail or fluid based? What's mainsail? I think it's mainsail based, right?
It's mainsail, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are some updates that we want to run because there was some macro updates. So one of the nice things, this was the one that was very well sorted as far as the install process. Everything basically was set up for us as we got this set up. So let me just do a quick refresh to make sure we have the latest stuff here, and then we'll do an update. I did not get the yellow blades. I completely forgot. I think I'm going to buy the yellow blades still, but they won't be on there for this. So this is still refreshing. There we go. So I'm just going to do an update all. I don't think it'll take too long. Just do an update. And while that's doing that, let's go over to the Vertigo docs. And did we leave off at any point. We did force sensors, and that was an interesting. I think I did it well, using a kitchen scale and just pushing up on the sensors, and I had my wife refreshing the end stop page in the interface, and when it triggered, I was noting how many pounds or grams I was applying to them, and they should be right in that 5,500 grams, which is what, right around 12 pounds, which is right in the range that the docs say it should be.
Yeah.
I think one of the more important parts is it's even on both sides.
Yeah, indeed.
So if I feel like I need to make any adjustments, now I have a baseline, I can make adjustments evenly on either side. So force sensors, bed scraper test, we did that. Did we do a PID tune on the heaters?
I think you did for the bed last time. I don't know if we did.
In which case I would have done the hot end as well. And then resonance compensation. I think this is probably where we left off. Yeah.
The hardest part to get working on this development
Was what? Oh, yeah, the question in chat.
Yeah. It's a good
This
question.
is still going.
I think the lever, getting that to be rigid up to our standards and having it be sort of rigid and repeatable and function and be calibratable was tricky. Yeah.
It's a print. Well, Josh designed it. I just sketched it. They'd print a test bench, and we were breaking magnets with the force sensor. Made a nice plot to find kind of the more linear range and pick a sweet spot that's not too hard, not too soft.
For the force
large
sensors?
effort to get that right. For the front lever magnet.
Oh, for the front lever. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think the force sensors, getting those right. Balin did that. The stack, the sort of rather complicated stack of washers and ring terminals and and the spring and everything, because it needed to be, the ring terminals needed to be able to rotate. So you can't just clamp them down, and you wanted it to be adjustable from the outside of the printer. So by turning the screw, and you had to have these other, then you had to have references for it to be located, but still use the screw itself to tension the spring. It's harder than it sounds. It took Balin, I think, quite a lot of work to get that sketch, to get that right.
That CAD sketch is disastrous.
Yeah, I think those two things were probably the toughest parts.
Speaking of CAD, what CAD application is this developed in?
Mostly SolidWorks.
Oh, okay. Do you use SolidWorks as part of your day job or whatever?
I do currently. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Those finished updating. So if we go back to our checks and configuration, we can do as a deep subject, basically everything is a spring, the input shaper module, and then just shaper calibrate. So let's just do a basic shaper calibrate. I imagine that shake and tune would work fine on here if we installed it and checked all that fun stuff.
I'm not familiar with it.
Shake and tune is the more advanced. Here, I'll show you. It just gives you different tests and more data to go off of. It'll do like belt testing and such.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
You should check it out. We won't get into that here though. We're
so much stuff, so many plugins to know about.
So much. There's so much. I can't even keep track. Okay, so we're gonna start this with probably a rehome.
Need someone to put together a good Wikipedia of projects.
When is the XL version going to come out? Yeah. You don't want a mini version? The Z drives are planetary. Yeah. Yep, they are.
The Z drives?
They are, yes.
Oh yes, they have a built-in gearbox. Yeah, that's an off-the-shelf part though, right?
Yep, it is, yeah.
Yeah. What's the gear
LDO,
ratio on
LDO
those?
5 to
It's 5 to 1.
5 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Should be able to just shaper calibrate. Oh, let me close the door. And since we're here, let's just peel the front so we can actually see. Oh, so close.
I don't think it has a cycle counter, but when you queue parts, it'll tell you how far along the queue you are.
Interesting. It does input shaper further back in the printer. Is that intended? It's not centered. Should it be?
not
Go.
should we specify in printer config that location? Oh, you know what? I think it should be centered. I think what happened is
It's at it's
yeah.
150, 150.
Yeah, so when I
Do you have a
originally
300 coming out? Is that what we're hearing?
no, so we had this different. Initially we had the zeros based on not on the bed itself, but the I sort of took the advice. I listened to somebody in our chat, and basically we moved the origin
Got it.
and changed it for everything, but I think this input shaper. So that should
So
be
let's
changed.
correct this, right? Should it just be
Yeah.
125, 125?
Yeah, and then what is it, like 105 or something like that
105 for what?
for sorry. So what it's 105 in Y divided by no, sorry, yeah, 105 in Y, I think.
Oh, okay. Not
Or,
125.
right, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I think Y is 210. I could be wrong.
Oh, it's not 250 by 250?
The bed
Yeah,
is it's volume
Oh, the printable
conflict with
area. Got it.
yeah.
With the scraper.
Yeah, we just keep it a safe distance. You can eyeball it, move it in closer if you want to use more of that bed. We just kept it safe.
Hey, Reth. Is that in? That is in. Oh, yeah, I know that. I knew that, Reth. Come on.
You could look at the Z tilt, right? Or no, the Z tilt doesn't go to the center. Never mind. Yeah, that 105 should be fine.
That's fine. Okay. So I saved that. It'll apply next time we.
Yeah.
So since we have Reth here, should I rerun this test or is it good enough offset like it is? See, we're not at the center of the bed. So what is the expert Reth's opinion? Should I rerun this or are we okay? We want it in the center. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. So this is not too far. I don't think this is too far from being done. It's on, I think it's on the opposite. It's on Y now, and I'll just let it run instead of stopping it and resetting.
Okay. So we have a special purge line, and it will struggle a bit with brims because they're one layer height. So we recommend not using a brim until, yeah, ideally there's like a you know, a modification to the Orca slicer or something that you could control the height of a brim, which would be nice, or just around the outside of the brim, even to make it like 3-layer heights, then it would probably be fine.
The workaround is you can add a small bar just by scaling a cube and put it on the leading side so it hits the scraper first, and bring it close enough to the part that the brim builds into that cube. Well, it's not a cube, it's a bar, and then it'll catch the brim and knocks it off. It's an extra step.
Yeah,
That's
if you
right,
just
huh?
add the little primitive in Orca slicer, we can show you when we get to the slicer. If you just add a little primitive onto the brim, overlapping the brim, then it'll take that off.
I
It's good.
don't tend to run brims or on my prints, so. Okay, so that finished. So I'm basically just gonna go and just run it. Do a firmware restart and run it again. So it's home. I did see the logo purge. It got in the way of one of your big prints, Mr. Excuse. The corner of it ran over the logo purge. It is Clipper based. It's Calico, but it's Shaken Tune should run fine. I agree. Let's do this again. Shaper calibrate. Now it should go to the center. Yep, there we go.
Now it's better.
Yeah. So the colors, just to remind folks, the print is done in Polymaker, Galaxy Black ASA, and LDO Larch Gold ABS, which was a special color for the Voron event last year, Vice. So unfortunately, the yellow is not obtainable, but the black is just Polymaker. Uh-oh, what happened? The meeting has ended. What in the world? Oh no. That is a new thing. So bear with me, folks. I'll get another meeting going. That means that I can't use Google Meet anymore. I'll bring, I either need to pay for premium Google Meet features or yep, I think this is new because I have had people on I have had folks on for longer than an hour recently. Who did we have last? Oh, it was me and Phil. Oh. Okay, let me hold it. Bear with me. Fabrico is selling Larch. Oh, they are. Oh, fantastic. So Fabrico apparently has Larch Gold by LDO. So there you go. I'll wait for these. Admit. So this is new, Josh. Apparently Google Meet has a 1 hour quick meeting limit.
Oof.
That was not there when like Phil and I were doing our index, Core 1 index stuff last month. And it didn't give me any warning that there's a 1 hour limit.
Bummer.
So Let me get everything back and set up. Sorry about that. I gotta remember
You guys hear
where I
me?
was. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Adjust view. Why am I showing? I do not want to show. Where is, oh, there it is. Minimize. Aha, we're back. Okay, can everybody hear Josh and Balin? Everybody, hey Bill. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. We will have to do this again in an hour, I'm guessing. So I will probably just upgrade to a premium account, apparently. So for future use, but I think this has been the generally most reliable way for me to bring guests on, though, is just capturing a Google Meet window. Okay, we didn't miss anything. It's still running the input shaper. What do you think is causing the flicker on your camera, Josh?
Oh, it's not my camera. It's a light that's in the room where I'm staying. I'm not at my house at the moment. And this light is. I could go see if I can find a different one. It's either that or I unplug it and it's just rather dark without it.
It gets really dark. I know when you first came on, it was pretty.
Yeah. Is it too annoying, chat, or?
Probably a couple of people who are not thrilled. Okay, is this done? It is done. Let's see what it said. Let's go to the console so we see a little more.
Let's see if I can find a different light.
So it did ZV and MZV, but we're not going to dive into and analyze the results. We're running it and saving it. One of the nice things about the Shake and Tune app that we talked about is it'll give you graphs automatically. You don't have to go in and generate them. So okay, so then the next check is, I think we did a Z tilt last time, but we'll do it again. Do the inherent precision of homing for different Z end stops, decoupling the bed from the front Z, and rotating the bed vertically. The ability automatically is an essential feature. So we're going to go click the drop down next to level bed. Speed things up a bit. Enter the lowest extruder temperature with a previously calibrated tuning profile. So are you guys, since this is direct probing, you're not worried about higher temperature probing? Does this limit it to a certain temperature? Like for most of the direct nozzle probing stuff, we limit the nozzle temperature to about 150 C. Balin, I can't hear you.
Here, can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. I think this has changed a few times. We'll have to pick Josh's brain when he's back.
Okay.
Previously, we had the nozzle actually cold on the wiper, and then it would do the probe and then heat up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in this section.
No worries. Let's go ahead and go back and let's do a home all. I think Josh is off looking for a different light.
Yeah.
I think I found one.
Sweet.
Josh, did you catch the question about the probing temperature?
I did not. What's the question?
The instructions indicate to set the temperature to whatever your print temperature is going to be. And generally on direct nozzle probe systems, we limit the temperature to about 150 C.
Okay.
Is that, I'm gonna set, where do we got extruder? So what is this? So there's two values, extruder temp and verification temp. Oops, I'm not showing any of this. Sorry about that. So here we want enter the lowest extruder temperature with a previously calibrated tuning profile. So like 200 C in extruder temp and a value just below that in the verification temp, and then hit send. So I'm going to go like, oops, here, and I'm going to go like 150 and 145. Send it. It is a completely clean nozzle. It's never extruded plastic, so it'll be definitely fine. So right now it's heating up the nozzle.
Sorry, this is for the PID calibration, or?
This is for the QGL at Z-tilt.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
it should be probing at the vitrification temp, I think.
at the what?
Of the at the glass transition or below, just below the glass transition of the filament, I believe.
I did get an error. So we are getting move out of range.
What is your if you open up your config variables?
Config variables. Okay.
And then, sorry, it's actually I can't. It's the screen that I'm looking at is rather blurry. Don't know if I can make
It could
anything.
very well be my connection.
Just
If you open the Google or the YouTube stream, it's much more clear. I don't know if you have a spare screen.
Looks like the flicker is gone.
Oh yeah.
And I zoomed in a little bit to maybe try.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, what is your the nozzle plug XY set to?
Where am I
So
looking for?
yeah, if you scroll down a little bit.
Ah, here we are. Plug position.
Yeah.
So these are all defaults. I don't think we changed any of this. Is this something we should have been configuring? Oh, we did that, huh? We did, here, sorry. Checks. There was a process up here in one of our things, right?
Yep.
Nozzle
Did today's
cleaner position.
update? I think today's update might have moved the origin from where you had the last firmware.
Oh, so we need to redo this.
No, it shouldn't, right? Because that's why I separated the macros out from the config variables so that you could update your macros and your config variables would stay the same. So what is it saying is the out of range position if we go back?
Move out of
And we
range.
Yeah, that I think it's that I'm guessing it's the X there, minus 2.6 and not the Y.
So if we
Or
go
no.
back.
Oh, no, oh, sorry, it's the Z. It's Z is 230. So Z is limited to 2, or is it?
If we go here and here, we should see our stepper X range is minus 2.5, and it's trying to go to minus 2.6. Right?
Ah, yeah, so that's it.
It's trying to go to minus 2.6. What is
Right.
causing it to go to minus 2.6? Is that in
So
the...
it's probably the delta after it does the nozzle plug and wipe. So if you go to the yeah,
here?
if you go to the yeah, wipe distance, so it's going to be yep. Plug X, and then it goes wipe distance. So it does that 17. I think then it does minus 12.1, and then from there, if I'm remembering correctly, then it does that wipe distance 15. So if you like your plug position and your if you like where the plug is at, if that feels like it's centered over the silicon, then you can decrease that wipe distance by 1 millimeter or 2, make it be just 13 instead of 15.
See if that takes care of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it shouldn't go over quite as far.
Okay. Let's see. Oops, dashboard.
Sorry if I'm a little lag. I'm looking at the YouTube screen to get the clarity of the.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, hopefully this will be remedied in the not too distant future. I'm supposed to be getting fiber into my area at some point. They haven't started construction yet, though. I have been streaming this whole time on a 50 down, 10 up connection.
Ooh. Surprised your YouTube looks so good.
Okay, so
It's crystal clear.
It doesn't take a whole lot to push 1080. So, what are we doing? We are doing level bed, right? I was going to do this little, especially since it's a clean, guaranteed clean nozzle right now. Do that.
Probably, yeah, just to do it a little faster, sure. Yeah.
This should be, and it won't take long to heat up. Jason said they needed to tweak something here too because of out of range errors. Oh, it did it. It did I didn't switch over fast enough, but it did a white move, so it got past that. So awesome.
Glad we have you here, Josh.
Nothing's popping off yet. It's good.
Yep, nothing's breaking. Oh boy, that was quite a change.
Yeah, that's because the rear is intentionally a little bit higher at those default values. Probably, could lower it, the rear ones, that offset by a millimeter or 2 or something. But yeah,
okay.
it's okay. Big change. You do want the rear a little bit higher, and that's just because of the safety switch in the front, because of the way the bed is angled. So you want it to have angling down towards, so that when it levels here first, which is where it does the Z-tilt, rather than if it's this way, right, you have the possibility then when the bed, when it comes back here, sorry, it doesn't focus. When it comes back here, then, right, this over here is going to hit the safety switch, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Right, rather than doing this.
That finished with a good 0.005 tolerance. Sweet. And only did it in 2 rounds. That's awesome.
The PZ is pretty good.
I like the PZ Pro. A lot of people don't, but I do like it.
Not
I've
as
had a lot of
fast.
success with it.
Yeah, I mean, we have two, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
At the beginning. You do have to wait a little bit at the beginning for it to do the heat up and the cool down to vitrification to make sure it's clean. But I think for us, it's kind of worth it for us. We never really, setting out to make the fastest printer was never one of our starting out goals. So
Okay, so we did resonance compensation. We just successfully did a Z-tilt. Now, global Z offset. The goal here would be to get a baseline Z offset. If you haven't done the bed leveling section, do it now. Send the nozzle to approximately the middle of the bed. Just grab this. Okay. And then let me get my calibrated Chris's basement bed leveling paper. And we're going to do probe calibrate. And this is going to bring up it's going to do a little home, and then we get to this interface. I'm going to bump this down while I put a piece of paper under here. Oh boy. Talk about focus finding. There we go. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, we got a couple more millimeters we can go.
Hey, GPS, we still have to do a print and wipe. We're working our way towards that.
Yep. Okay. Get that under there. We're within a very tiny bit, so I'll take my increments down. I'm just taking it down by 0.1. Oh, there, it's just barely, there's a tiny bit of friction. So I'm going to go 0.05. Do that a couple of times. One more. I'm just using that little on-screen interface until I get a little bit of friction there, and I've got probably enough. We'll fine-tune that in the first print. Okay, and so we're here. Accept. So smart effector Z offset is minus 0.08. Save config. Yeah, we're working towards first print. And what I was thinking for first print is I'll go out there and find like a chess set print, because they're going to be quick and we can do like one piece at a time. Unless anybody has
That's
a better
cool idea.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good idea.
And I'll have yellow chess pieces. Okay, so that is done. It is done. So let's go back here. Camera options. There's nothing we really need to change in the camera. Camera seems to be working fine. Let's zoom this back out. Yeah. The camera is good. Hey, John. So I'm going to skip this unless is there anything in here I really need to bother with? I wouldn't think so.
Nope. If you want a higher, I think the options there are just for like a higher resolution versus more real-time video. But and there's just some info for you there to things that you could tweak with
Things you can tweak. Okay.
Yes, but not essential. If it's working, it's working.
Awesome. Yes, I know. I forgot. You were up there on your perch. There we go.
I don't know if the chat can hear the meow, but we can definitely hear it.
Let's do treats. We didn't do treats at the beginning of stream. These are your favorite. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, big time. There you go. Here's one more there for you. A little freeze dried. Clean. Thank you.
What a good life.
Yes. Yes. I didn't talk about this earlier, but this is the member stream content we're working on, and I am so pleased with how this turned out. This is the Casadio Impreza RC car. And I printed this. I was printing some of these parts with PETG supports on the Core 1 index. And to keep the print quality the same, I've been printing these just in single color mode because Casadio has done a pretty fantastic job on these modeled in supports. This, I mean, there are no issues, no print quality on any of the overhangs. He's got it supported in all the right spots, and these come off. These come off just a little quick pull, but the consistent surface and everything, and it's just fantastic. I'm super pleased with how this is turning out. We got that, and we got our classic Subaru spoiler, and all these just kind of bend and come right off. People still print in single color. But yeah, I've been wanting to take this all the way off because that spoiler shape, this is way further along in the build. I got impatient. And then the trunk.
Those are awesome supports.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to warm this up just a little bit to get rid of the bit of, you see a little witness mark there, but the Impreza, but replace the E with a 3. It's just come right off. Yep. So anyway, these were sitting here. I wanted to show off at some point during the stream. So that view worked out well. Okay, let's see. So we are done. So now let's go to Slicer. Oh.
If you could get Oscar to do that, then we'll put him up there. But it took this cat years of training to be
Years
able
of training.
clearly.
Is this one of your cats or is this an internet image?
it's just the internet, man. So to be fair, Slicer is definitely a whip. It's definitely a work in progress, but we're here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So we are going to use Orca, and I already have the latest version installed.
Great.
So run Orca, optionally log on. I'm not using the Orca cloud account, but let's download the Orca Slicer profile. Save that. And do I have a Vertigo folder? I do. There we are. Okay, so let's save that there. Mr. Excuse, I do have the Venomous green. So Protopasta we did a filament workshop last year, and I came up with a green color that Alex there really liked. So they've added it as Steve's Venomous green to the, do I have it right here? I don't know where it is. To their catalog. Let's see. Okay, so that's downloaded in Orca file. Go to, okay, so let's open this. Nope. Never mind. It's already a file. So let's open up Orca Slicer. And which one is it? Let's try this. Yep, that's it. And so I think we're going to go to File and Import Config. I'm guessing.
No, sorry. No.
I should actually reread this. File, import configs. Yep. File, import configs. Go to browse to that. It's on a different screen, but
Oh, that's what's going on.
yeah, here we are. And then we open. There are 4 configs imported, only non-system incompatible configs. Okay. And select the user preset Vertigo from the drop-down on top left to prepare tag. Oh, let's download the slicer bed model. Got to do that. It's got to look pretty. Let's save that. And so we're going to go to the prepare tab, hover over the user preset and click the edit preset. So let's go to prepare and choose the, should it be here? Vertigo. There it is. Why did it put that big old number there?
Yeah, not sure why it does that, but if you move to the right,
Yeah, there we are.
that's the
Okay.
one.
Okay. Now we're going to go here. And it's probably
That printable area, that button right there.
printable area and
then
load the
load.
model. There we go. That. And is there a image as well or just that? Okay, just that. Okay. There we are. Sweet.
Nice. So far, so good. See what else is in the docs there, and then may have to walk you through some. I'm sort of curious to see how this loads on your screen, having just downloaded it without logging into the cloud or anything. Because I think on mine it looks different.
Oh, okay. So that macro settings and options. Here are some general information about how to interface with Vertigo through Orca Slicer. Print start macro. So do we have a print start macro that you can send over, or is there
Yeah,
one
so
here? Is it already in there?
yeah, let's
see
check it
what's in
out.
there.
So if you go to edit, yeah,
Let's see what's in
exactly.
here. Machine G code.
So that
So
all looks good.
and then it does a prime line.
Yes, and then okay, and then yeah. Cool. Let's go to the filament start.
Filament start. Is that in?
It's in your filament.
So we're going to do generic.
The edit one.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm not a frequent Orca Slicer user. I have it as my default profile for some printers, but I don't use them often. So I stumble a little bit, but I'll figure out where we're going.
Yep.
Liz, thanks for being a member for 34 months. Okay, so you want to go to where for this?
Advanced.
Advanced?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah. And then if you, is this the top? No, there's filament start.
Start.
Yeah. Okay.
Filament start. Okay.
So, yeah, I think this all looks right to me. This all looks good. I believe this is, if you different filaments we find have, a different like offset that works well for them, for scraping. So you can set that value per filament there. It's just kind of like an extra parameter that instead of it being in the filament setting. So it's like a little bit of Z offset to kind of really fine tune, how high off the bed you want to start that particular filament. And then this is really the meat and potatoes down here, the filament NG code.
Okay.
So I put this in the end of the filament. It was in the print end, but I like it better, much better in filament because different filaments have different,
Yes,
scraping
that makes
profiles
sense.
basically.
Yep.
So the scrape bed equals 1. That can either be 1 or false. I mean, sorry, 1 or true, and then 0 or false. So that's just whether or not to do, because sometimes you, whatever,
Well,
aren't
if you're
doing a
printing
job or
matte
something.
PLA and it never scrapes off, then you want to set that to 0, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to spend 160 bucks on a Tyson build plate.
Killer
Yeah,
Prince, thanks
exactly.
for being a
So,
member.
so as it is now, it will scrape the bed, and it'll scrape
Okay.
it once the bed cools down to 32. You could, so this, there's some experimentation here with what it is that you want to print. If you're printing chess pieces and there's no brim or anything, my guess is you could pump that number a little bit higher. I want to defer to Balin. I think he's done a little bit more experimentation here with this, but ideally, right, the higher it is, the less time it takes, and the faster the job goes, because cooling off that big mass of aluminum takes quite a lot of time since it's insulated fully underneath. Our original prototypes that we built had a heater that didn't wrap all the way to the edges of the bottom of the print bed. So our cooling times were significantly faster than the ones that with LDO's fully wrapped heater on the bottom. So,
Well, let's maximize our
what do you,
chances of success today and leave this at the
okay,
default.
all right,
32 should be good.
okay.
Yeah, if
Now,
you're setting up and you know you're printing 100, you just want to tune that number and then let it rip.
Yeah, but you could also then set the heater, the bed temp to be like 40 or 35 or something. It doesn't need to be that much higher than 32.
It's a lot of knobs to turn.
yes. Mr. Excuse is saying that Tyson plate they found doesn't work great on the Vertigo anyway.
Really? Okay.
Speaking of plate, they did give me this alternate plate while I was up there. That is their Plata plate, and it is single side texture, but it is thick. I mean, I'm putting some pretty significant force on that to bend it, and they said that this works really well on the Vertigo. So we're gonna keep with the default plate for the moment that is on there, but I'll be trying this on there as well. So okay, so that is all good. I'm going to be printing with Prusament yellow PLA here, because that's what I found around that looked fine. And I generally print this a little hotter than the default, so I'm going to change those for now. Bed temperature, that's interesting.
PEI plate there.
Huh?
Yeah, I think you have the textured PEI.
Yep. So we'll just leave that there.
Drop.
Now, how does this, how does it,
You could probably drop that, I think, right? Yeah, I would drop that down to maybe at least 50, maybe even lower.
but you want a difference in temperature for that release, don't you?
That's also true.
Yeah.
So let's leave that. How does Orca Slicer does that get set? Let's close this. Does that get set up here in what we're sent, or is that one of these options? Where does that get set as to what kind of plate you're using?
Oh, top right, up above next to the printer setting, very, very top. Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay. So I need to change that to textured. Let's just go textured PEI plate.
Yeah,
Okay.
then it'll use that setting from the filament settings.
Got it. Let's find a file. Unless there's something else. Is there anything else I need to look at?
I don't think so.
Let's find a file. Chess. Organic chess. Any preferences? Something simple. Maybe just a super simple, because we want quick prints and good cycle times, right?
For the stream,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, we're not
For this
doing
stream, yeah, if you
handyman
want some of
killer
the
prints.
small surface area on the bed, the easiest to
Let's just go with this
likely
one.
use
This
to
one,
screw it.
this one looks like a very basic chess set. Do
That looks good.
like a pawn and a castle or something. We'll print the pawn first. There we go, and a rook. So let's download this. We'll just throw it in that same Vertigo folder and download this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
chess set is such a great practice for queuing up parts. I think we'll add it to the written guide.
It's the
That's
first thing
such
that
a
came
good
to
idea.
mind when I was trying to think of what would be good as quick prints that can be cycled. It doesn't make any sense to print one part at a time for this, but for demonstration on a stream, it seemed
Yeah.
like a good choice. Okay, if we go back here, bed mesh, is this all set up already to do an adaptive
Yeah, so
mesh?
it will prompt you to do a bed mesh. It won't do adaptive. If you want it to just go ahead and do adaptive every time, then you can change that in config variables. And there's a 0 that you turn to a 1, and then it'll just do adaptive every time. This way, the default is to do a profile per surface per temperature. So like it'll create a profile in Calico for textured PEI at 50 or 55 or whatever you do. And if you change the temp, plus or minus like 5 degrees, then it'll ask you to do a different profile for that. If you change the bed surface, it'll ask you to do a different profile for that. So to prompt you and make those profiles. Or you can change the variable in config variables, and then it'll just always do an adaptive.
I prefer to mesh every time I print.
Okay, then
My
yeah, we
default
can open up
preference.
config variables and change that
Okay.
to adaptive.
And Neil, the intent here, why I'm picking the chess set as the test print is we are going to do queued a sequence of prints. So an automatic, exactly what this printer is intended to do, set up a series of print jobs and have it go through them. Okay, so we go over here and we go to machine and config variables, and there is a bed mesh section down here somewhere. Is that right?
There should
There
be
it is. Adaptive mesh. True.
Yeah,
Print
just turn
start
that to-
always adaptive meshes, ignores per
Yeah.
surface profiles. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yep.
true. There we go. And adaptive margin is 5. That's all fine. So anything else I need to change for that, or are we good?
No, we should be good.
Uh-oh. Adaptive meshing section is not a valid literal. Malformed node or
I
string.
think you just got to capitalize the T for true.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
I know.
True.
Let's try.
Yep, and it does say in the notes there. There we go. Cool.
Didn't know
was
that
it.
would give you an error, but now we know.
Yep. Okay, and then print end macros. We talked about that just a second ago. So now we're just gonna print. So let's get filament loaded. Actually, we want to go here. No spool holder. I think that is something that would be advisable to have for folks as a default spool holder. So in the meantime, we are going to take an opportunity to show off the Prusa dry boxes again. So I've been checking these out. Before I left on my little vacation, I put some spools in some, and I've just been leaving them there to see how the humidity changes over time, how well they're sealed. So far, they're still showing 10% on the little meter that comes with them. So that's promising. Just comes with the little thing that we're going to put in here. And then we'll put our filament in here and just use it as a spool holder. So pull the thing.
Nice that it ships in a filament box.
Is Orca required for Vertigo, or can the profile be used in Prusa Slicer? So we don't have a profile for Prusa Slicer, but I don't think there's any reason one couldn't be made. It's only the G codes that need to be copied over for it to work, and I'm sure the Prusa Slicer has start and end filament start, filament end G codes as well.
That's funny. The one of the 8 of these dry boxes I got, the the little meter isn't working. That's hilarious. Pulled the little piece of plastic. I'm gonna do the time tested battery test. That one is dead. It came with a dead battery. I think they're dead. Okay, well, we'll skip that. Whatever.
Forgot to mute.
Little baggie of desiccant. And then I think the choices are going to use some yellow. And I was basically just looking for a bright color. These have a little sealed opening. Goes in there.
Do you find that this fits most spools?
Those
Or-
that I've tried, I have not thought out anything that is oddly sized. I mean, the very oddly sized ones just aren't going to work. But
Mhm.
the Ambrosia, Polymaker, and Prusament stuff that I have the most of is it fits fine. And then this thing, you just kind of tuck this into this corner and then shove it in there. And that's it. So then this has an interesting feature that the little cap will grab onto the end of the filament. So when you're done, you just push it back in. And then when you want to go use it again, you have it. You don't have to reopen it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. That was the... And I'm just going to set this next to here. Feed this up through. Is there a filament load macro of any sort built in?
You're muted, Josh. Josh, you're muted.
Sorry. Yes, there is a load macro. You may want to lower the
Okay.
bed.
Why is it all the way touching right now? What did we do last?
The
The paper, I think.
paper.
Did we do that? Was the last thing we did? Okay, that makes sense. The O-ring that it comes with is for the Prusa little spool holder on the side of the Core 1 and the Core 1L. It's the O-ring. So because that that dry box is, let me grab one from over here. It is sized in here and keyed to go right on the Prusa things. And there's one that I boxed up before I left. It's still at 10%. But yeah. Okay, so that's there. It's just homed. Now we
There
want
is the
to
load
go
macro
to
now.
load
Yep.
filament. So what does this do? What is the
It'll give you a
sequence?
menu to send you. It'll give you a menu to choose the temperature.
Oh, rad.
Yeah, you can.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I like that. That is pretty sweet. So let's just go ahead and say that. Heating the extruder. How hot does the chamber get? This does not have a chamber temperature, right? Chamber thermistor.
Yeah, there's no thermistor for the chamber. Yeah, when the hot end is cold, though, that's kind of a good
Yes.
reference.
Heating. Okay, it's at 1. I know it's very dependent on ambient, but what would you expect the chamber to get to when printing like ABS?
You can turn the bed fans on low, and you could actually, I don't think we have the macro for it yet as default, but you could like heat soak the whole chamber, and we were reaching 50 Celsius inside.
Okay. Okay, so that's there. I just push the filament through and then click extrude until filament is coming out of the nozzle. Yep, and it grabbed it. I'm just going to hit extrude until it pushes its first plastic. So how do the scraper do versus PETG on PEI? So that is going to be very dependent on how well you prep that PEI. If you cannot expect this to scrape raw PETG or PETG on raw PEI. They bond together. That would be, I mean, there are going to be certain combinations of things. Like we talked about, matte PLA tends to stick really, really well. So it takes some experimentation on the materials you're using. And that's why the force sensors are there.
There's some geometry constraints, but we did have some success with printing PETG on Garolite, and we just picked up a piece from McMaster and cut it and glued it to one of the steel beds, so that works too.
Okay, so we're gonna have to done. And now it has it's running white plug. Is that correct? Yep. And then we're ready to print. Yeah, I think we can just send a print, right?
Yeah, so if you open up,
Go ahead.
the way if you want to do like more than one of something would be to upload it from Orca and then open up Mainsail and then add jobs in Mainsail.
Okay, cool. That was a question. Is the load filament process finished at this point? It says down here
Yep.
wiping nozzle, but
Yeah,
it's
that's done. Yep, should be good to go.
It left the print temperature.
Yeah. I could change that default, but figured, yeah. If you're
I would
loading,
probably, in a general case, I would probably have it go at least to an idle temp or turn it off
okay.
and let the print job that's going to happen deal with the nozzle temperature.
Okay.
It's good to know.
Okay, so if we go back to Orca Slicer now, and we're going to add we're going to start with the pawn. And let's see. We don't want so I don't want a brim. No brim. And I think that's about it. Any of the other defaults are going to be fine for this print. So let's slice it and see what it looks like.
Is it 3 walls all around?
Let's see.
Just for the sake of speed, maybe 3 walls and
Let's go 2 walls. Yeah. Let's slice it. Okay. It says 33 minutes. That seems high. How big is this thing? That's a decent. Not tiny. I'm inclined to just leave it. We can
It's a lot
find
of
something
info.
to chat about for 30 minutes, right? Can answer questions from chat.
Yeah, might be an hour if we're going from 55 to 32C on the bed, but we'll see.
You think?
It takes a while to cool the bed, even with the
Ah.
fans.
Well, we can do the other part of this is we can just make these 50% size or 75% size. Here,
Yeah.
let's scale this. Well, I'm not used to slice this. Where's the, here. Where
I think I saw
is,
one on the top. You had it. Third one from the left.
scale. There we are. And let's go 75. There. Let's still have a usable piece. So let's slice it. There we go. That's down to 20 minutes. We'll go for it. And then I need to go back here and this is here. Where is the connection, like where I put the printer address in?
Oh, I think it's that little Wi-Fi. Yeah.
There we are. Oops. Yeah, Octo Clipper test. Yep. Okay. There we go. Name is invalid. Illegal characters. Oh, save machine as. Why is it doing that?
No idea what that is.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the cloud versus local. If it was an exported cloud account and I imported it locally. Name cannot be the same as a preset alias name. Really?
You just call it Vertigo MK1.
Yep. There we go. Let's slice it. And now we want to print and we're going to upload.
Just do
Not
upload.
upload and print. We want to just upload.
Mm-hmm.
And that starts with pawn. So upload. Go back to prepare and delete that and add the rook. And we're going to scale this to 75% and slice it. And that one's taking a few more minutes, but that's fine. Print and upload. Okay. So now we go back here and there is a
Top left. And then
G-code files.
No,
You
I
should
think
be able
you can
to-
do it from that. I think from the standby you can do it, right? From the
where?
dashboard, yeah.
All right
Then
here.
so yeah, go to the far one on the right, one more over. Yeah.
There are no jobs, currently no file in the job queue.
Or okay, sorry, from the files. If you
The right click
hover
them.
over them or right click them, yeah, that's what it is.
Do this. Oh, add to queue. Oh, cool.
That works
Okay.
too, but you can do that also from the dashboard as well, I think.
Oh, we go here and
Right click them.
right
There
click
you
and
go.
add to queue. There we go. Oh, and then it changed that. So then, actually, I don't want that. I want to remove from queue because I want to do the pawn first.
And then you can
Add to
do,
queue.
I think it said add number to queue as well. Add batch to queue. So if you wanted to do like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just going to do one of each. So if we go here now, and then we just hit play.
I believe
That should
so,
do it.
yeah.
There we go.
Off to the races.
Heating up the nozzle for cleaning. It's already heated. It's heating up the bed right now. Just leave it open. It's PLA. Get the best view.
May want to keep an eye on the orchestra on the mainsail UI too, just in case anything pops up there, any menus or anything.
Yeah, I have it open. My setup
Okay.
here is multiple screens. It's always open on this side.
So it should do a level, then the adaptive mesh, prime line, and then go.
This is interesting. It's it's cooling to vitrification temperature 60.
That's set in the Orca Slicer filament profile. I meant to mention that you might want to raise that. It's a little low, but it's a safe. Certainly
Okay.
won't ooze at 60.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Cool.
is. Oh, there it is. Softening temperature.
That's it. Yeah.
So when the bed temperature is equal to or greater than this, it is highly recommended to open the front door and or remove the upper glass to avoid clogs.
You can also raise that to like 70 or maybe even 80.
Okay. Well, in
PLA.
any case, that's fine for right now. It is, the bed is at temperature. What is the level of open source of this project?
It'll be released under CC by NASA, I think. CC CCNC by SA. So it'll be Creative Commons attribution, share alike, and non-commercial.
Okay. And has the CAD been released yet?
Not
We're
yet.
working on it.
We've released STLs and like a few of the files to certain people, but was kind of focused on getting all of the docs working, working with you on that, getting everything up to speed, making sure all the macros worked, relatively robustly. And yeah, and we have to go back and sort of fix the CAD. It's been through so many revisions, and it's quite a large assembly file. It's just a big project that I think we're both. I know Balin's been busy with his day job as well, but
the intent is to release step files for it, right?
The intent is most definitely to release the steps, and we realize we've been dragging on that. But there's also been some changes, so maybe folks who want to see it'll be happy that it's more closer to like a frozen assembly now.
And I
If
do want
anyone's
to.
really,
Go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, if anyone's really interested in working on a piece of the printer, we've been handing out those sub-assembly step files just as is. So modify at your risk, because we don't have everything buttoned up perfectly. So come find us in Discord if you're really keen on modifying stuff already.
Yeah.
I did want to address the documentation and stuff, and my appreciation for you guys taking my frustration and feedback as well as you did. So I know that over the course of this build, the documentation has improved very much to a point where I would expect it to be. So I know that it probably caught you a little off guard at the beginning to what level it needed to be at. But
we appreciate it. I think it's for the best at the end of the day. Definitely for the best.
Lots of good notes. And it's nice that it's all recorded.
Yes. I am going to step over here and have a... Oh, okay. We have errors, actually.
Detailed instead of quad gantry level, because it's supported by three tooling balls. The bed is supported by 3 tooling balls at the bottom. The fact that there are 2 Z drives in the front is more for the strength of breaking the bed lever magnet. responding to Lone Star Operator here.
Mhm.
And also just so that they can be on either side. So partially for aesthetics, partially for the strength of bed lever and the magnet.
So we
there.
got an errors.
But it is the Kelvin kinematic.
So it did all the probing and actually moved the tool over to the wiper. But we're getting a probe triggered prior to movement. Oh, and now we just lost. So let me get them set up with another meeting, because that is precisely at the 1 hour mark. Get them with a new meeting. Copy. There's the new meeting. Lessons learned. Google changed things. Admit. Josh in and Balin. Welcome back.
My guess is that it's just sensitive. The PZ probe's just sensitive.
There we go.
I would be surprised if you just sent it again, if that would happen again.
Is the profile on the right setting on the
Oh right,
board?
yeah.
What should it?
Can you get a close up
I
of
think it
the?
was 4. I'll check.
So I confirmed that it is you're talking about the PZ.
Mm-hmm.
It is what the documentation says it should be.
Okay.
I remember that.
That's what's been
when
working
you guys
for
are
us.
probing, do you introduce the 200 millisecond delay they recommend?
I don't remember.
Okay.
We
So
have to
let's
open
go
the
look
backups.
at the probe
think so.
settings. It should be just under probe, right? Wherever probe is.
I don't remember implementing that.
Where is probe?
Remnant. It's under Smart Effector, I think, towards the bottom.
There isn't a probe section, or is that because
I think it's
Calico?
called. I think that's the name of it. Yeah. No, it's a clipper thing, I think.
What is Smart Effector? Bed probe, Smart Effector. Okay. So, what do I have a printer on that has this?
Yeah, there
installed?
it is.
If we go to E3, I think this will be a good. If you don't have this,
That recovery time, is that what you were talking about?
mm-hmm. Yeah, if we go to the help center, Revo PZ, and then firmware clipper. I think we can find it here. We want here we are, activate G code. Basically this guy right there, that little section. What that does is give that slight delay, so any residual vibrations before it goes to probe have settled out and don't false trigger it.
You could try copying that activate code right there.
Yep.
And just putting it in.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Right, like that. And let's see if it'll.
Don't know about changing the current.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I think this would be a first thing to try, assuming that Calico will take that. Okay, and then we're just going to try it again. That's my. So.
What is amplify? Responding to Philipeth in chat.
Oh, Amplify is a load cell setup that's community project by Ella Fox and Gareth.
Is that the queue or?
I selected that from the queue thing, and it says that that's next in queue.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, cool.
I think it'll be. I
see.
selected it from the queue window.
Should be okay.
Okay, so it is heating things up, or it's cooling down the nozzle now. Get this little bit of filament out of there. Let's see. So yeah, it's going to cool down. Then it's going to do its Z tilt again. What do I have? Do I have this? Oh, I think I have these same magnets or batteries. I mean, that's. Let me try to get this. LR44. Nope. Those are not them. Oh, they are. Never mind. They are. Yep. LR44. See if it is the batteries that was the problem after I dropped the battery and have no idea where it went. I have no idea where that went.
Hey, Lone Star Operator, it was Josh's idea for the foot tensioners.
Well, wait. Do you like them or? Because if you don't like them, then it was Balin's idea.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't know where that went. Yeah. Where is that? It's almost down to temperature. I just have a bum sensor. That sucks. It's just plain not working. Okay. I'm going to watch this a little closer this time.
Good news, Josh, Lone Star Operator does like the foot tensioners.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was me.
You can kind of see the slight extra delay in the probing now.
Beautiful. We'll add that in our notes as well. Oh, yeah, it's already there.
I got it.
What was that? That was 0.017. Is that last? So hopefully it finishes it off this one. Yep. There we go.
Oh, this is the adaptive mesh.
Yep.
What's the grid size on the adaptive?
Tiny.
Little
Tiny
3x3.
Oh, it's localized.
Yeah.
I was worried that was going to be a 50-point mesh.
Mm-mm.
There
We'd
we
have
go.
seen a menu.
Okay, it's heating up. I want to. Ooh, this is going to be fun. If I need to baby step this thing with no screen. Here we go.
I usually use my phone. Just pull up the Mainsail UI on my phone.
Where is my phone? I don't know if I have time to do that at this point. Okay, wipe. Probably go down a little bit.
This is not the print height, right?
Oh, it's not?
No, this is slightly thicker, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
the
it is?
Z offset for the filament is applied after the prime line.
Oh, it's going to stick fine. Okay. I don't need to mess with it. I'm going to do a little bit of shaky cam here just so we can get closer and right in on it.
The LED.
Exciting.
It's a little
Printing.
washed out.
Well,
It's all right. Looks good on YouTube.
Hey, there
It's
you
not
go.
so loud.
Oh yeah.
how is that individually controlled? That LED?
It is not.
It's just on.
We
Okay.
could probably make a button for it. It would just turn all your LEDs off. Oh, no. Let's see. Yeah,
What,
it
is it
would
plugged into
turn all the
something else?
LEDs off.
Ooh.
It's to the board, but I believe we could just make a button for that.
That is bright, but we should see a little more of it once it gets a little higher. So the prime line is intentionally thicker, so it's not going to be the source of having issues scraping off the bed.
Right.
Yeah, with those thin features, we actually had primes and some thin rafts, if it's like one layer thick, sticking underneath where the razors snapped into.
Yeah, I can see that. Right now, it's pretty close to centered on that last scraper, so probably mostly ideal as it is. Okay, this is first print. That's awesome.
It is awesome. Awesome to see somebody else's project printing with our design. It's pretty satisfying.
Do you guys do any kind of serial number system or anything like that?
Not yet.
We talked to Heartkey, but nothing ever did happen with that. But we would like to set one up.
Yeah. How many of these do you know are printing out in the wild? Do you have any idea?
At least for the people that have shared on Discord, probably about 5.
Yeah.
That I don't think includes West3D and those
LDO.
folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jose. I know. I've seen Jose's from LDO.
Mm-hmm.
Seen this one. So, yeah, there were a few other folks that I think got it printing.
Still have to ask Jose for the link to those awesome handles he put on his
Oh yeah,
You put
big
put
beefy
handles?
handles. Yeah, at the top. I mean, it's almost an inch or more in diameter.
Oh,
Just
really?
printed handles. Yeah. Yeah, we're excited to see how the community mods it. Some people already voiced they're going to try to put a beacon or bacon, I don't know how it's pronounced, on it.
Beacon. Everybody wants to put a eddy current probe on them. I'm fine with that as is, but I want a display. So if I don't,
oh, you
figure
want a
out
display?
I want a display. I like having a display. So figure out where works for that isn't going to get in the way of putting a bin underneath it.
Maybe just one that mounts to the side or something.
Probably have to be off to the side.
Could be interesting to integrate something into the top, maybe instead of the logo or the big lit up logo. Doesn't have to be a huge display.
I think there's a lot of room to work with there. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you take the logo out. Josh, how many hours do you think we spent on this project?
Oh my god. How many hours are there in a like 2 years? That many. Thousands.
Probably a couple thousand. I know for a good long stretch, we were working our day jobs 40 hours and then rush over to my house and work till midnight on it. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, and half the time, even at my day job, I was working on it.
Shh. There we go. Mr. Excuse was talking. I've thought about this for a while. How do you semi-enclose the bottom? And I wonder if like the dust boot little brushes attached into the bottom of the extrusions would work pretty well.
Is he having they having issues retaining heat?
No, we don't. We don't come up with solutions based on issues in this hobby. We come up with solutions because it's something to it's something to talk about and worry about.
We had a concept where the electronics panel would sit even further back and you'd have an empty wall space there and have like a roll-up garage door.
Garage floor, we were calling it.
Yeah, sorry, the garage floor. Yeah, and you could probably even get that passively opened and closed from the scrape motion. Yeah. Like when it goes up to the top, it pulls a belt that's ratioed out enough to open the door.
Mm-hmm. You know, the West3D one, they had a HDMI display just sitting there in the bottom. So something even on an umbilical would probably be fine. Ooh, I just got an idea. If I'm going to be running this thing with with the Night Owl, integrate the display into the Night Owl.
There you go.
That's a good solution. I actually don't know how the displays connect. Is it just all through serial, typically?
Well, it depends. So, I mean, running a Raspberry Pi, you have options, either DSI, which is that thin ribbon cable, which carries power and touch information, or you go into HDMI, which then you have to run an HDMI cable and a USB cable. And then there's all the I2C or whatever display options, but the most common ones are either DSI or HDMI. And I think something integrated into the Night Owl, I mean, you're already running a cable to control it over to the printer. So you just include that in the umbilical of things that run between them.
Yeah, that would work. That'd actually be a really good solution.
Mhm.
We also had a concept where these get wall mounted, like on, it's not DIN rail. It escapes
French
me. It's
cleats?
kind of like DIN rail, but it's what you see all the electrical
Unistrut.
Unistrut. That's the
Yep.
one. Unistrut. Yeah, I have these kind of just pick up and lock onto Unistrut and have a wall full of them.
I've been formulating a plan to do a Unistrut trolley system in here, which will get this camera off of a tripod, so I'm not tripping over it in here. And plus, it would allow me to get to the various areas in here if I wanted to show something off on the mill or something. Unistrut's
That's a
cool
good idea.
stuff.
It's a perfect building block. It's just one of those designs that sticks around.
Mhm. Bolin, thanks for the gifted memberships.
I think it's printing slow because the layer
is.
times are below
Definitely.
that threshold. So
Definitely. I probably could have sped that up quite a bit, especially since we're not really concerned right now about ultimate print quality. We wanted to
you
see
can crank the speed multiplier up on mainsail if you want.
You're true. That's true. Let's do that. Let's double it.
Why not? There you go.
Are you tired of talking? Is that what you're saying?
We want to see it scrape. We can sit here
I
and print
know.
the whole chest set.
What are our backgrounds? We're both mechanical engineers. I did robotics in grad school, and
Oh,
Alan
awesome.
worked at a manufacturing company, and then worked at the same company as I did. That's how we met. After that,
that's probably a good call by Zeta there. Change it back to 100 when it's done. So for the scrape.
I don't know if it affects the scrape speed. I honestly have no idea.
Ramming speed.
Because it happens in the in Clippy, it doesn't. It's not the G code, you know. I don't know if it would affect that.
It might. Is there's a way to reset that, right? There's a command you can send to reset the speed factor. That might be a good call to make sure that's implemented in things like the scrape. Make sure that it's not.
I'd say, yeah. I'd say leave
Maybe
it
we
on.
just-
Leave it on.
Yeah, let's see if it does it. If it does it too fast,
Yeah.
I mean, worst cases will trigger the force sensors, right?
Yeah, that's worst case now.
I mean, I think going too fast, honestly, or faster might make it scrape. You know, might knock it off even better than going slow for something this small.
That pond's gonna go flying.
I mean, the oversaturated light, it looks good. It's hard to tell for sure. The print looks good. Not like it's
it's coming off.
print.
Things launching.
It'll go on a trip wherever my battery went.
Mm-hmm.
It's really disappointing that this humidity sensor is broken. Battery's back. Yeah, we're starting to be able to see it a little better. Closed door just before scrape. Why?
Purge is a projectile. That's why you got the enclosure pointy.
The real trick is if that purge line sticks into something. Preferably not me. Okay, so this is going to finish the print, and then it's going to turn on the bed fans to work towards cooling down the bed until it gets down to 32 degrees, and then it'll run a scrape. And
Right.
then the next print job will just take over.
Yep, should, yeah.
That's good to know, Bob. I'll have to purchase some silver oxide. What are these? These are LICB. What is that? Oh, that's a brand. Never mind. That's a brand. Yep. Moments ahead of you. I mean, the print quality looks really good. See what it looks like under better lighting. SR44s. Okay, let me bring up notes. SR44. Radioactive pawn. Yeah. Well, I picked this just because I wanted something that would be a little brighter than black. Maybe I went a little too bright. Hey, Garrett.
I think it's just that LED. The LED would wash out almost anything on the bed.
I mean, in person, it does make it nice and visible for that first layer. Okay. Almost done. That was... How long does this say that was? It was 20 minutes. 22 total. There it is.
Yeah, so it used to cool vertically, but now that the bed is fully insulated, it seems like it makes more sense to cool it like this. We'll try to draw up some of that cooler air from below the chamber.
Oh, okay. That does make sense.
Yeah, I think it takes a couple minutes off. Are the fans on?
They are. I was just checking that. And I can feel quite a bit of air coming out from the edges of the bed.
Nice.
The bed is already down to 47 degrees. It's going down at a reasonable clip. It's the... Let's see. Get this over so we can see the... Stupid windows. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get to it, but the idea for a commercial version, we'd have a custom machine bed with a cooling loop in it and a reservoir with Peltier cooled fluid, and then it would just blast that cold fluid through the bed and probably cool it within, my calculation said you can get about 2 minutes or less.
Oh, yeah.
You go from
The
like
only problem
100 down
is
to ambient.
running those coolant lines in a moving
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, it would have to be for the commercial version or something with the higher price tag, because
Oh, yes.
keeping the price tag low even on this was a real challenge. but it works. And some people have had theirs running for days. We've been able to run ours for several days. It's cool to bring this technology to the open source community. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what people do with it.
Yeah. I can see setting up a queue of, like, if I'm building a printer, setting up a queue of the various parts, or if I'm doing like my little inserts here, like these guys, setting up print one at a time. But if you don't care how long it takes, you instead of doing a whole plate of them, if a whole plate fails, then you've wasted a lot more time than if an individual one fails in a series of a queue.
Yeah, that's where the balance is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could probably print like 2 at a time. Something.
Mm-hmm. Those are the ones on printables, Philip. This isn't too bad. It's already 15 degrees down. So only another 7 degrees to go. 8 degrees.
Lone Star Operator, what is a pogoed dry break?
Dry break. What is that? I don't know either. Oh, do we got a 3D Musketeers coming in? It doesn't notify me that. Grant and Jacob were talking about the new Prusa upgrades. There they are. Yeah, NLTMW and Grant. How are you folks? You got it right this week. Well, good thing. I want to keep track of this. We're at 37 degrees. We're gonna go index.
Yeah, man, the index. Yeah.
People are really going after that idea. I've seen a lot of printers use that approach that are on the market. There's one on, well, maybe I won't advertise it. I don't know. But a lot of people going after that idea.
Yeah. Tool changing is in full swing.
Definitely had that same idea to have the open induction heater before, like independently. I think a lot of people have had that idea. Going through the PET process.
It
Take
was
some
a
resources.
dry break that what was the question?
Oh, it's a type of connector.
Like a quick connect kind of thing.
So you don't lose fluid when the lines are disconnected. Got it. Hey, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean they shouldn't need to be disconnected in normal operation. If we were going to use liquid cooling on one.
Well, and especially as the printer would need to get bigger at that point too. So your bend radiuses.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, they wouldn't need to be huge lines though, right? Like they could be relatively small lines of fluid. But yeah, still bend radiuses.
If I had it my way, the electronics backpack would move to the top and it would kind of slide out like a blade, be able to completely disconnect. That leaves all the back for cable room and some that extra plumbing for a water-cooled bed.
Okay, we're at 33.7 degrees. I'm going to switch views so we don't miss the scrape. $33.4. The penalty of needing a higher pressure pump to overcome the couplings valves construction. I wonder if any kind of like finned heatsink would improve the performance here in a more passive way.
It most certainly would. It's we had to align with our suppliers what they could give us. So
Yep.
LDO,
Yep.
you know, they're not going to have that heater just ready off the shelf for this left field idea.
Well, and your stack up of parts is going to, oh, there it goes. Your stack up of parts is going to start being an issue as it gets thicker. I am on live chat. Is that a? See if I can catch it. Oh, there goes the purge line. Woo! Hey, right into my veins.
Didn't even put up a fight.
It didn't. Popped right off. That should retract.
It also
here.
looks like the speed is not 200%, I would say.
Oh, that's a good call. It looks like it reset it. I can actually should be able to tell that in here. Where is
So
that?
it should be printing the rook now, right? Or did we not set up the queue right?
It may not have set up the queue right.
Oops. I think that play button, yeah, beginning.
I probably
Even though it's,
I probably hit the wrong button.
yeah, it's like a main sale thing.
Well, that wasn't too bad. If we start this from the beginning at 200 or even 250%, it won't take that long to just redo this.
Yeah.
So let's remove this from the queue, and because everything is going back to normal. Does this eventually turn off, or does it just leave it at 60? Because this should have just hit the print end, right?
I'll take a look.
Okay.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
So let's go. Oh, let's go here. And the pawn, we want to add that. Oh, no, cancel. Add to queue. And then the rook, we want to add to queue. And then I'm just going to hit play here now. There's a play button up in the corner.
Yeah, you have to start it
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, I
from
think
the
that's
job
the problem. I did right click and I said start job before, so I screwed it up. Let's play. And as soon as the first layer goes down, after the first layer goes down, I'll bump the speed up.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Definitely want that slower first there.
But this turned out really, really good. I mean, it's not a greatest filament to be able to tell exactly how it is, but let's go back.
Without any
That's pretty
tuning?
good without any tuning.
No tuning. It's the thick purge line. What is it doing right now? Oh, it's waiting for the nozzle to cool down, which is where we could have raised that temperature quite a bit, reduce this. Yeah, that's okay. we'll do it again. We've got about 30 minutes until you guys get disconnected again, so we might finish this. But yeah, we should be only about 15 minutes between prints at this. We bump up the speed early. I see no difference in this between when we bumped up the speed.
Nice.
Looking at it close, so.
Anybody have any other questions in the chat? Just trying to think of other interesting features. I mean, I think the filament cutter is kind of novel.
Oh yeah.
Even the wheel ramps were like a really specific shape, like mathematically specific. They're a type of cycloid to try to minimize the force on those bed wheels. Yeah, there's a lot about it that took.
How many iterations did that take?
The wheel ramps?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4. Not too many. Yeah.
The filament cutter, going back to that, and then we'll hit Poity's question. Where is that implemented? When is that used?
For if you unload filament, it'll give you an option to cut or not cut. I think someone in our chat found I had a code thing where I didn't put the condition in parentheses, so it would just do the cut regardless of what you clicked in the menu. But now I think that's fixed, and I think it'll give you the option to cut or not cut the filament when you unload. Like if, for example, you were using a like flexible filament or something, and you didn't want to cut it, you could unload it without cutting. But generally, it'll cut. And then if you have like a multi-filament, multi-material unit, it'll cut in between filament swaps.
That's the case where the tool head located filament sensor would be really handy.
Yeah.
Doing some sort of filament switcher. But I don't think it's absolutely required.
No, it's not necessary. So we definitely have run, I mean, yeah, we have videos up of running with a fox turtle. Yeah, it was just fine.
If you were to add any features that got cut for the kit development, what would it be? Was there anything cut to make it a producible kit?
Not that got cut. I mean, we changed the bed heater, which wasn't, I mean, that was a decision that was made to go with LDO's full, call it full frame bed heater on the bottom.
Full coverage.
Yeah, full coverage. I'm not sure that really helped with all the meshing and everything, that's really essential for us. I mean, it's pretty thick aluminum. It spreads heat pretty well. And I think I would have preferred the shorter cooling times.
Because you have more aluminum exposed to that fan.
Exactly.
Yep.
Balin, any features that got you feel like got cut?
Probably just.
Oh, you know, we did have at one point a heat sink thermistor that would have been really nice, particularly because our heat sink fan is hidden as it stands. So something like a tachometer for that, or the heat sink thermistor would be nice as well.
Oh, on the hot end.
Yeah, on the yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think this is
other things that got cut were fans in the top. We just didn't quite get around to designing that in, but like exhaust fans with some kind of sort of rudimentary, sealing situation, so that hot air could rise but wouldn't escape until the exhaust fans turn on and open some kind of rudimentary valve to help cool off the chamber a little bit faster.
I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, that got cut I think we just tried a bunch of different probing solutions. We never tried induction, but we tried to hide a little drop-down probe in the cowl, actually.
That actually worked pretty well. That worked quite well.
Like a little BL
surprisingly.
Touch style probe.
It was a self-developed
Oh,
mechanical probe. Yeah, so we had right in that chamfer on the side of the on the non-filament cutter side of the tool head, the cowl, there was a little like sliding little small dowel, and the switch, however, was attached to there was another arm coming off the metal tool head plate, the CNC tool head plate, and it would go to the corner and a magnet would pull the dowel down to this like operating position, and then it would kind of drop down and touch that and release from the switch to to gauge the distance, and it was on par, very close to the repeatability of the PZ probe. But the reason it didn't work was because it used a magnet. Balin, remind me why the magnet was to keep it up. It was like a bistable mechanism. So the magnet was to keep it up when it was operating at the top of the dowel, inside the cowl. And that magnet, the flux of that magnet was affecting the heat, the hot end fan.
oh.
So it was something to do with like the way that magnet changed the flux coming from the magnets on the actual X carriage itself. It was a really weird thing and difficult to figure out why we were getting clogs when we had this thing, because ultimately that's what it was. We'd print with it and we'd get clogs and we were like, what the hell's going on?
Interesting.
And but that actually worked quite well. And then PZ had their thing. Yeah, that came out sort of as we were developing this thing, and we were like, we'll go with that. Because part of what you want...
I was going to say, I've turned it up to 250%. It had gone back to 200% on its own. So it did that first layer at 200% and all that. So whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, so...
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's all right.
The magnet flux and...
Yeah, the way that was like causing issues with the hot end fan. It's odd. But that was developed, this PZ probe was kind of developed or being released. Like, I think we tried to get like a pre-order version of it, you know. Oh, part of the issue is that you don't really want... So part of the reason that worked is because where the switch was located was on the actual steel plate itself, which is where you want your probe to attach to. You don't really want it to just be free floating in the cowl.
Right.
Right. So, because you want it to be rigid, which is why it gets a little tricky to add a beacon. But I'm sure people will get creative. Some people might sacrifice some of the Y build area and put a beacon in the back or something.
Especially with the steel plate there, you could have... Is it high enough to be outside of the impact zone for beacon? It's above the carriage.
I think you'd have to put it off to the side. So it'd stick out far in the back. Or I don't know.
The thing about it being in the back is that it would conflict with the razor.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are creative. That's a good statement there. What was the max height on this? So Garrett's talking about wanting to do vase mode stuff. And vase mode is generally, at least I think of it as tending to be taller prints.
230.
230, but that can eject on its own. 230, depending on the particular size of the part.
Yeah, we have one TikTok where we did a vase in vase mode, did the max build height, and it ejected. When you're piling those up, you got to have a lot of room underneath.
Yes. How many printers did y'all break in development?
Oh, we've had a couple fires.
Oh, well, that's not good.
We, I, I think we lost our entire config, like the first fire. We're like,
God.
oh no, I
We
don't think that
blew
was
a Manta
backup.
board. We blew a CV1. We blew a toolhead board. I mean, it's hard to say how many printers we broke because, you know, it was never a it was never a finished printer until it was finished, I guess. Broke a lot of parts.
Do you have any pictures or anything of like the earliest concepts of this, like the first successful build, what it looks like? How different does that look from what you have here? And do you have any pictures of that?
We do. I think there's one ancient one on our Kickstarter. If you scroll down, and that's when we have the dragon burner. It's well, even that's not the earliest. We should put something together to show the timeline.
You made that TikTok a while back that showed like you know, sort of drawings on a board and then various stages of development.
Where would we? I'm on the Kickstarter page. Is
It's
that...
yeah, it's not even close to being the earliest. The earliest was when we kind of pieced together I think Voron Z drives, and it was just a box frame, and the force sensors weren't a thing yet.
We like rotated, or yeah, I think we modified the Voron Z drives and then rotated them, and we had some
a modified dragon
other,
burner.
yeah, and we had other modified like XY joints from a different project. Yeah, it was like kind of just wanting to get a proof of concept without designing a full thing, you know. And then once we sort of did prove it out, we were like, okay, let's do the full thing, and we got designing.
Yeah, I'll have to make a page if people are interested in that.
People like to see that. People like to see the evolution of stuff. We've shown some when we've released some stuff with Boron. We've shown some early concept stuff, and it's usually pretty nice to see.
Yeah, the first moving iterations we had, we didn't even bother with sorting any of the electronics. So it's just all the guts of the wires hanging out on the desk, and a aluminum plate floating around in a totally empty box.
We saved about 8 minutes by speeding up the print.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Was the intent always to tilt and wipe, or was there...
I mean, we had, I remember like days when we were at work and we were just like doing this with our hands, like trying to figure out how to do like a dual plate system, like trying to figure out
Yeah.
how to, yeah, that was kind of another of our ideas, is that one would be sort of cooling while another build plate was being printed on, and then as the other one finishes a print and comes down, it was meant to like scrape the build plate of the one that had just cooled, and then it would like reset.
That sounds
We
complicated.
were doing that. It was a lot of different ideas.
Complicated and so costly. But that would have been fun. Yeah, we the job we worked together, it's a photolithography system, and their whole thing is uptime and maximum throughput. And so one of their most successful machines has another wafer ready to go right as soon as the other one finishes, and they swap out between
That's right.
measurements. So like we got to have two beds, have the other bed totally ready to go, all the other ones doing its thing.
Jason's here. Hey, Jason. Everyone say hi, Jason.
LDO, Jason?
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Jason.
It's alive. Yeah. Big thanks to Jason and West3D for making this
Yeah,
build
Huge
possible.
thanks.
Yeah, they've been awesome to work with.
Mhm.
We couldn't have done it without them.
Yep.
Logistics is a whole another game outside of engineering.
Yep. Yeah, so now it's cooling the bed. It is going to this back so we can actually see. There we are. So it's going to cool this to 40 or 32 degrees. And this time it should auto start the next print job.
Fingers crossed.
You are both in the US, right? Are you
Yep.
Midwest, East? What general region are you?
I grew up in the East Bay area and moved to San Diego for college and never left.
Oh,
But I
are
do
you guys
come
in
up
San
fishing by
Diego
you.
now?
I'm in San Diego. I actually don't know where Josh is.
Oh.
I'm in Vermont at the moment. I was
Oh,
in
okay.
Boston for a while.
Thank you, Jason. So Balin, are you going to Orange County Maker Faire this year?
I'd like to.
You
My
should.
first fair was Rocky Mountain, I think 2 years ago, and it was just awesome.
Yeah.
And the biggest takeaway from that is I don't know anything about filament. I went there and was just blown away by the different effects you can get with different filaments. And from an engineer standpoint, yeah, if it's black and it holds together, it's gonna work. But going there, it really impressed me.
Yeah.
I need to dip my toes more in that.
Holtz, this has bed fans. They're running at full speed right now to cool off that bed.
Let's see.
460 20s, I think. 60, right? 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mr. Excuse,
60-20.
there was an update to the config that has it moving to the bottom instead of staying in the scrape position.
I will probably make it to Orange County Maker Faire.
Cool.
That's pretty close, and the calendar's open.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to build a printer first.
Yeah, so our one printer has hit the road, so that Josh could iron out all the software. He's done a great job.
Yeah, I'm taking the full complement, including the big printer, to Orange County this year again. So
How do you move that big printer?
very carefully. A few events ago, I made a big moving platform that uses a Harbor Freight hydraulic lift cart as part of it. So it allows me to lift it up, and then I have two different lengths of legs. So I have really short legs for putting on it when it's in the trailer and tied down, and then I have longer legs for at the show that swap out. And the printer bolts to that wooden platform, and then that platform is attached to the hydraulic cart, and it gives me a nice, safe and easy way to move it around. Moving has gotten so much easier. And here's Ethan. EC Spot is the Orange County Maker Faire organizer. Not Steve, otherwise known as. The OC show is a fantastic show, and it's getting bigger every year. So it has a decent number of vendors as well as makers there.
When is it?
Middle of September. The very
September
13th, 14th, 12th. Yeah.
Maybe I'll make another road trip.
You should.
Come hang out.
Uh-huh.
A long way from Vermont. I don't have anything going on.
The question is if I'm going to wrap it in April. That is too far out for me to know Probably not, because I drive to Rocky Mountain every year, and Rapid this last year was right there at the same time. So,
Rapid TCT?
it was in Boston last year.
Yeah, I got a chance to go. Hung out with Jason and Jose there in the LDO
Oh,
team.
awesome.
Yeah, I had a Vertigo there.
Yeah, you should, Garrett. Make sure excuse. Yeah, get Dan to have a presence at OC Maker Fair. For sure. Hey, Martin. What are we at? 34. Okay, I want to make sure I switch over before that gets down to 32. Let's see. 34.0. Oh, there they are. Meeting has ended. This is so for everyone, this is a new thing. Apparently Google Meet now has a 1 hour limit on instant meetings. This was not a thing as recently as last month when I was doing the streams with Phil down under Maker. So we need to, I just have to re-invite them to a new meeting. There we are. Balin. And welcome back.
Hey.
I just need Josh. Oh, yeah, I'll get this. I've got a very little bit of time. Let's get that in. Let's minimize and that and go back here. There we go. We should have 32.2. It should scrape any moment now.
Oh, I'm glad we didn't miss it.
Oh, there we go.
I guess 32 is pretty safe.
There it goes.
You could test retries as well. If you with your hand, like you could kind of push up on the bottom of the scraper bar the next go around to make sure that that's
Okay.
all good working. I mean, it should be. I don't see why it wouldn't be working for you, but that was something that was a long time in the making.
The retries. Hopefully I'll remember.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll remember.
Okay, there we go. So it did the queue this time.
Yep. So now it's starting the next print. To do many parts of the same part with no breaks, do you have to modify the... So you set up just your prints individually, and then Mainsail has a queuing system that you use, Garrett. So you just do all the print sequence, the job sequence in Mainsail. Yeah, now it is waiting for the hot end to cool down. While it's going through this whole process, I might as well just show what I'm planning on installing on here is the Night Owl. So it's basically a two position box turtle style system. And then it's got a little, what is this? and Rage Rabbit Burrow as a controller. But it's got various components and stuff for a two filament setup. What is this? Stepper. But yeah. Mostly for just rollover, but it could be for a 2-color print something. But yeah, just all the stuff here for that. And we'll probably do this as maybe a Wednesday series at some point. Wednesday stream.
The Night Owl does filament tracks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Here.
nice.
Integrated dual spool filament switching system. Yep, right there. So this is a good visualization. I'm thinking if there's room, or maybe just put an ad on here, put the screen right there. Seems like
I think
it'd be
that'd
perfect.
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that project out. It looks pretty well put together.
Another one is the Busy Snail. I think we were looking at that one. It's
There's
looking
another
pretty
one,
cool.
Emu. What is Busy Snail?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a small. He's got a small YouTube channel, but
Filament
he's
changer.
got some pretty interesting mechanisms behind his. Oh, I've been following it for months until he finally did the big reveal on his mechanism. I couldn't figure it out further until he showed it, really. It's got a nice one-way clutch. It also looks pretty speedy. Those filament retracts are pretty darn fast.
So Zeta is reminding me, it's not visualized here, but there's actually filament PTFE that loops in front here. So my idea may not work. So we'll have to see.
It could bulge out the front a little bit.
Yeah, I might be able to just move it ahead, move it in front of wherever that is. And then there's the Emu. This is, yep, DW tests. There's all kinds of these systems out here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We need a Wikipedia.
Yes. Yes. So many projects. This one's very, very cool looking, very sleek. Quattro box. What is Quattro box? All the things. Oh, that one's pretty sleek looking too. All the things. Doing our.
They look great. You know, a lot of work went into those.
Yes.
Has anyone heard of a filament multiplexer? Like if you have 2 tool heads, you can use one MMU.
2 tool heads and use 1 MMU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that both tool heads can use all 4 filaments in the filament changer or whatever.
That's something we've been looking for.
Oh.
It's probably hiding on GitHub somewhere.
Yes. Real quick, 8 minutes until we're giving away a roll of Polymaker filament. So if you're not entered, get entered.
Is it on 250% for this first layer still?
Probably.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Changed it. It'll change as soon as it does the next thing. There it goes. So what is this doing? 3 layers or?
I think so, yeah.
I gotta figure out where this sits. How tall is this compared to a regular 250 Trident is about 590 millimeters tall. What is this thing? Ooh, about 745. Some of my print areas are height restricted. That's why I was checking as to what I have room. I'd have to check to see if the lower shelf is tall enough for that to slide in there, because that'd be a good spot for it.
I think those feet will give you another 100 millimeters if you need it.
Well, I want it as short as possible. Most of what I expect to print on here, I don't expect to run into bin capacity issues.
They make,
And
I can send you a link for the shorter feet. There's the 80 millimeter threaded swivel feet. I think we went, yeah, we ended up with
let me bump the speed factor up. Oops. 250.
Hey, Mailbox Pro, the scrapers touch the bed every single time, so
yeah,
they are making contact.
They sit in their docked position here, a little above the bed. But once it starts scraping, they go down to bed level. Yeah. Yeah. No full kit giveaway on this one. This is there is a lot to this thing. It is on the pricier side of DIY kits. But as anybody who watched the whole series, there is a lot that goes into this printer.
A lot of extra hardware. I think I'll have to check the total component count. I think is around 2,400 or more.
Wow.
You're counting all the nuts, bolts, screws.
I blame the Wegas. There were a lot of Wegas.
yeah, and there's 2 more rails than a Voro standard Voro.
I've never priced out those Z steppers. Do those tend to be pricey with the gearbox on them?
I don't know. Jason's in the chat.
Is he still in the chat?
I don't remember what those were. The gearbox adds a little bit for sure. I don't know how much. I don't remember how much.
While we're waiting for this, and we're 3 minutes from giveaway, we have not done one thing. Ew. Yeah, whatever. Let's finish peeling. Get it fully revealed. Oh, I'm not going to be able to see this one.
Hey, Jeremy.
Want the prints?
Really depends on what filament you're using. Bed size is not 260 by 260, but if you filled up the whole entire bed, it's really going to be filament dependent.
Okay, let me get my giveaway stuff set up. Wheel of names. Gmail. And Google Form. Here we are. Hey, Ramaline. How are you? Do you guys enter for the filament giveaway?
We have not.
You should.
How do we do that?
Link is in the pin post and the description. Am I the only one who builds a printer and forgets to print parts even after you have checked? Yes, you're the only one. I never do that ever. I always have every part printed that I need for a project. They win. It's totally rigged. Never. Okay. It is filament giveaway time. So you guys have seen some of these streams. You see, you know the process. We are going to see how many times I get to reset the counter. Up to 3 times. So I am going to close the entry in 3 seconds. So get your entry in. What is printing? 3. First reset. 3, 2. In the middle of R2 and forgot to print parts for the tool head. Oops. We're the entire mattress firm company. Second reset. 3, 2. Dice are loaded. Yes, it's 1, 2, 3 of the 6 sides is 3 resets. It is very weighted. No new entries. 1. Got 1 more reset in, otherwise everybody's entered. Oh, a new feature here. I can set a close date or a response limit. I can limit it to the first so many entries. I'm not going to do that, but that would be interesting. Okay, everybody's in. I'm going to close it. And, yep, okay. Oh, someone got in there at the very last second. Let's see who that was. Philip got in first. And who got in there last? Rudy got in there at the very last. Oops. Okay, so we shuffle between some numbers. What do you guys say? Balin, I need a number.
77.
Okay. Josh, I need a number that's smaller than 77.
42.
Oh boy. A number between 42 and 77.
55.
Oscar, thank you. Well, that is Charlie. So that is Charlie on there. Okay, let's see. How many times do I want to do this? Mr. Franco, 43. We'll do this 43 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Let's see. Who do we got? Who? Nozzle Clog. Congratulations. Are you here? Nozzle clog. You have 2 minutes to say something in chat if you're here. I did not skip any. I did not miss a single one there. Oh, Zeta and Holtz were surrounding them. Nozzle clog. There you are. Congrats. How was that doing? Oh, that is progressing. Let me get this recorded. Nozzle clog.
Such a good name.
There. And okay, Nozzle Clog, you should have an email from me with the link and code. If you don't get that, feel free to shoot me a DM, but congrats. Let's close that. Do some cleanup. Unpin the message and delete it from the description. All these things, if I don't do it now, I'll never do it. Okay, cool. Go back here. We are progressing. That 250% makes these go by a whole lot quicker. Received the email. Perfect. Congrats. So what we're saying is I want to try to force an issue on the next one.
Oh,
Force
yeah, you
the-
could, yeah, just push up from like underneath the scraper bar. Like you can see them now, like that flat
Mhm.
little bit on the black wheel wing part.
Yeah.
If you just give it a little extra nudge there, once
Okay.
it's scraping,
Okay.
it should just like go to retry. Like it should back off, pause for a few seconds, and then retry scrape. Actually, it might pause for like a minute. I'd have to look at the main sales settings. I don't remember what it is off the
To
top of
give it
my
a little
head.
extra
Or not the
time
main.
to cool down.
It might be a minute. Yeah. Yeah, to like cool down. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Let's zoom out so we can actually see whatever it ends up doing.
Do you want to open those settings real quick in main sales? Take a peek. It's in printer config.
Machine. Oh yeah, we got a good amount of time before it because it's
Yeah.
gonna have to cool down.
Yep.
Okay, so where am I going?
Close to the bottom, and it's under what is it under? The bed scrape
Scrape force trigger.
Yeah. So there's retries. How many does it say? 5? Is that 5?
Okay.
And then there's delay between retries is what, 60?
60. Yep.
Yeah. So you could stop it up to 5 times, but you know, even just once, just to see that it would work if you had a stuck part, and it would like dwell, you know, touching the part for 1 second, or that delay with pressure, and then it
Oh,
would
with
retract off the
pressure.
part.
I see.
Yeah. So that's like how long you're like pressing on the part with the razors.
I see.
Our theory is that like with TPU or something a little softer, that pressure with the scrapers touching the actual part could help to kind of pry it off, and then it would back off and wait the delay between retries number of seconds, and then it would attempt again to scrape.
Have you had successful TPU scraping?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
We have, I'm just checking our Kickstarter page, which bed you're using.
I want to say we were using the regular textured PEI. There are some geometry constraints. I know that if you can do no solid infill on the bottom layer, if you have an infill that works with that, or a kind of a geometry where you can allow some gaps in your first layer, if you have something that's really wide. If you know something that's really wide doesn't cover a lot of area, then it's not such a big deal. But allowing it to sort of squish on those first couple of layers really helps. So
Okay.
having some, yeah. So
Uh,
just
we
like the
print-
infill pattern on the first layer.
we printed on PEO build plate.
Is that one
That
of
was
those with the
the black
holographic
one. Hmm.
looking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Then we lift.
Go ahead.
I was going to say we lifted the nozzle as high as it would and still make contact with the filament extrusion on the on the first layer, but the parts turn out really good and they still stick pretty hard.
Yeah, TPU will. It's really easy to get a good first layer, a successful first layer anyway. Something to keep in mind though, that this is going to take some tuning, folks.
Oh yeah.
For what works for different filaments to successfully release. And there are probably going to be some that just won't. That TPU air that mentioned in chat, I think that would be something that would be pretty difficult to get to pull, because that stuff sticks really, really hard.
Yeah, once it would be a mod, or I'd be curious to see the community do it. If you have two tool heads, I saw people putting down a first layer of some sacrificial plastic that would self-release, and then print the TPU on top of that, like a raft.
Oh, interesting.
But we're hoping the build plate technology progresses, and we've set ourselves up so it's as easy as just swapping out the bed when those come along.
IPA injectors or metal scrapers, that all sounds awful.
Well, for TPU, I had an idea of removing the scrapers, or just a few, and having a hook, and your first layer would print, say, a pull leash kind of around the hook. So when it goes to do the scraping motion, it's actually not hitting the first layer with blades. Rather, it's pulling on that tag, peeling the part off the plate, kind of how we all do naturally. Haven't tested that though. It's just an idea.
Then you're hoping that your magnet is stronger than your TPU adhesion.
Well, it's going in the direction where it wouldn't, right?
It wouldn't? Okay. So
it's just letting go of the hook would take some kind of some other mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at
or some clever angle.
I have not bought the yellow scrapers yet. The lighting is making the orange ones look yellow. Ooh, that'd be interesting. TPU GF scraper mounts. I did get a roll of TPU GF in. What do we got? We are
What is
at
that?
30
TPU GF.
glass
TPU
filled
GF.
TPU.
Oh.
It is really cool filament. Because the stuff that's out there is 68D hardness. I think it's 68, 67D. It's 67D, which is really rigid. But so you get the layer adhesion and toughness of TPU, and the texture and surface finish of the glass fiber without sacrificing much or any of that layer adhesion.
Mm.
I'm sure that stuff will last forever.
Mm-hmm. Like he's building the MOG RC truck, and we printed when I was over there last week, we printed the fenders out of it. And so if normally what would be a very thin part, easy to break in just about any other filament, is going to be very durable on there. He printed the bumpers in it too, and a couple other parts. What are we at? 34 degrees. Okay, so I need to be ready. 33.5 degrees. I'm going to have to get in the way of the camera to trigger it, I think, unless I can reach around here. Do a push. Try that. Why is the scraper in sections instead of one length?
Good question.
So that you could have more localized inaccuracies be compensated for. It's much easier to keep a bunch of little segments really nice and, I don't want to say parallel, I don't know what the word is, but in good contact with the bed all the way across, rather than one blade.
Yeah. Yeah, 32.2, okay. So the goal is to trigger this after it's actually started scraping.
Boom.
Yep.
Yep.
Took some
And now
force.
should wait, hang out there for a minute.
I didn't actually put a lot of force
Any-
on that before it triggered. It wasn't a whole lot.
Okay. Well, I guess
Now
it's you put around 12 pounds of force.
Apparently.
Nothing bad in the mainsail log.
Oh, yep.
No,
So
no
let's
red
go.
text.
Nope. Oops, wrong one. So retracting 5 mm. So it dwelled 1 second under pressure, it retracted 5 mm, and now it's waiting the 60 seconds.
Awesome. So this is for those in the chat to simulate, if you did have a stuck part, this is what you would see. It would probably not be stuck on this here rook. Launch it off.
Yep, there it goes. Oh, pop. Yeah. So now the next thing you need to do is take the code from the adaptive meshing or whatever and only scrape as far as the other end of the part that you have on there.
That's so funny. A friend of mine also recommended that's exactly what you would do. You would take it from you get the Orca slicer. All the slicers give you the bounding box of
Yep.
the print, and you could get the minimum Y in this case, and transpose that to Z, and yeah, exactly. You could only scrape up to there. Yep.
Yeah.
True.
That's a pretty
save a few
nitpicky
seconds.
optimization. Yeah. This turned out really fantastic. I feel like I need to print the whole set now.
Yeah. Well, you could do it and probably set it and forget it. That'd be a good
Exactly.
test of it.
Yeah. I'll put a bucket under there and
Time lapses with this printer are pretty darn fun.
yeah. Do you take the time lapse from the built-in camera?
No.
Haven't tried
I
that. It's usually I have it on a tripod, another camera far out, so you can kind of see the whole build plate moving. We mostly did that for social media.
I am going to set this up to here. Let's just do it. We're not going to see all of these, but let's see. Oh, uh-oh. The only problem is, let's look at this. Oh, no, I think that'll print fine. The nose, the mouth touches there, so I think
What
it'll
about
be
the
okay.
king? I'm curious about the king. It looks like
look
I had
at
a
the
cross
king.
at the top.
Oh, king cross is separate.
Ah, that's why.
Good idea.
King body has a little thing there.
Okay.
Could print out toys that launch off there and the cats can chase them down. Okay. Wow. Go ahead. Go.
Another kind of nice thing about it is if you do have there's been a few times when we've had a failed print and just cleared the bed remotely, tried to,
Oh, and then
had
try
some bad
again.
slicer
Yeah.
settings or something, and then try again, which is kind of nice.
Get your spaghetti in the bin in the bottom and try again.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get that all set up. Anything else you guys want to cover? Any other questions from chat? I think I mean, this has been at least as successful as any other build I've done as far as printing on the last day. I'm very, very pleased with how these turned out. Let's see if we can get the little better camera here. It turned out pretty darn good. First layer was good. It's got some initials in there from the creator. But yeah. One of the nice things about the auto ejecting is you don't get any fingerprints on the bed plate. You guys have anything else you want to cover?
Yeah, I mean, we can hang out if there's questions, but
Yeah.
I think yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess someone asked earlier, what's the maximum area of print surface that we've successfully
Oh
ejected?
yeah, I saw that question.
Pretty wide. I mean, it definitely varies material to material, but with PLA and EBS, I mean, Balin, you had that Wolf's Head, right? The multicolor that took up mostly all of the all of the build
Yeah, we've
surface.
done most of the build surface. I think with PLA or ASA, ABS, anything that self-releases really nicely, you're not going to have any problem just printing a giant cube if you wanted to.
Yeah, things that are very thin and very wide, or very like a large print area,
Mm-hmm.
that might be a little tough. But I mean, we've tried stuff, and yeah, if it's something that has some degree of self-release, then it's not usually an issue.
What do we print with ours?
Yeah.
I have a little Etsy shop, so I just print a ton of Funko Pop shelves.
How
Print Vertigo parts. What else?
Your typical
And
batch, how many do you print at a time? And is this the couple of days you let it go for a couple of days at a time, or?
Yeah, I just whatever spool I put on, it doesn't stop till it's out.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I like
So you You need one of these.
Just having things in stock so I can send it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I'll probably fill up 2 filament boxes worth of shelves with 1 kilo spool. And yeah, that's several $100s of product ready to go out. And it's just an easy tool. Otherwise, you'd be clearing the bed 10 or 15 times.
Yep.
Did not do the primitive with the brim trick on stream,
What is
but
that?
it's a cool idea. I think that there's a good chance that would work, or even like some upside down cones or something like that, and just chop them off at the bed height and put them on the brim wherever the brim is, you know, uh, wherever the razors are gonna touch the brim first.
What is that?
I think that would work. Little orca slicer trick.
Well, show me.
If you needed a brim.
What do I do? Can you show? Is
Oh,
it
so you have
something we
orca
can
slicer?
show?
Add a
Yeah, sure.
brim of like 10 millimeters.
Add a brim?
We'll just make it
Yeah,
exact. Yeah,
Make it a big
we'll just
one,
make
yeah.
it exaggerated.
Where was it? Is it under?
It's there. It's
Prepare. Oh,
under
brim.
no brim.
And then just a outer brim,
Yeah, outer brim.
10 millimeters.
Yeah, we'll just
Okay.
make it exaggerated. And then we add a cube in the model.
Add a part, cube.
Mm-hmm. Say okay. And then we can shrink the Z and the Y and just make it 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter by 25.
Ooh, yeah. I was gonna say, is there a cone instead of the cube?
A cone.
Is there
So
one? Is that an option? If you
let's
really
see.
want it to peel up the brim
Add
nicely.
part. Oh, there's a cone. There we
Yeah,
are.
just flip that sucker upside down.
Rotate.
You'd have to chop it
Yeah.
though, yeah?
I think if you just lower it,
Oh,
if you just
no.
move it down below, and
Oh.
then it'll like give you a warning, but you slice it anyway. So just move it down in Z.
How do I get
I
rid
think
of
it's
the
right click and split. Split to
really?
to objects.
This thing back here and move it down?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Slice it.
Scale too.
You end up, oh, it
Oh,
gets
right, of
a
course. But then that gets, you have to do it per object to
per object.
take
Got
the
it.
brim away from that one.
Okay. Interesting concept. Got it. What Bill says what's next?
What's
Releasing the
next?
CAD.
Releasing the CAD.
Do you mean like what project next,
Yeah.
or what are we
However
doing
you want to
next?
interpret it. Releasing the CAD is next for this. Do you have any other design ideas? You don't have to share anything here, obviously. But are there things that are next?
I mean, I think we would like to have a V2 at some point. Yeah.
We'll let time tell, what gripes people have and try to fix
Yes.
those, and that will be rolled out into a V2. I think it's a little bit too early to say where
Yeah.
the attention is needed
This
there.
just came out. Yep. Display.
And there are just so many other things are in development. Like it's like index, people are like, oh, where's the Vertigo index? Index wasn't a thing when we started, designing this. Like, we couldn't have designed it with that in mind. So
I really
Yeah.
don't see how you would do index on this. I mean, somebody's clever out there will figure it out. But immediately, it would take a significant change.
Yeah.
Engineering a robot made out of plastic has had a lot of challenges. I think
Oh yes.
Josh and I might have some fun making a machined one. We'll just call it the commercial version. Try to cut down on parts and fasteners, and of course you get more robustness with metal, but just see what we can do there. That might come out in a year or two, probably 2. I can convince Josh to hop on it with me.
We've definitely tossed some ideas back and forth about just so many different ways of doing certain things. Maybe slightly different ways of assembling and the kinematics of the bed and the way that those hinge down. Different ideas for doing probing and the force sensing for scraping, different scraping mechanisms, making the scrapers modular, I think would be cool. I mean, they are as it is, like it's only 2 screws. You could pop those off and put another thing on there for different kinds of scrapes potentially. If you had some really specific geometry that you were working with. Yeah. What I'm trying to remember. There's so many ideas that we've played around. Yeah, the liquid cooling bed would be huge. Maybe a display. I mean, the way mainsail works on phones, it's not for us, I think, a super top priority, and people like different displays.
Yeah. Could also just hook up something like this guy.
Yeah. Wouldn't be that hard to toss something like that on there for sure. Offer it as an option. Yeah, we've talked about different ways to prevent like nozzle blobs if something goes wrong. What else? Different purge solutions. Yeah, there's just a huge number of things. Definitely getting rid of the bed lever, because it'd be more elegant not to have that, and I could definitely envision a machine that doesn't have that.
Did we get a warning?
So there's quite a few things.
Oh yeah, I did get a warning. Oh, I have an option to extend call.
Oh.
No. It says want more time, enjoy longer calls with a Google one-time premium plan. Yeah, extend call takes me to a paid plan. Okay.
Of course it is.
I will investigate that later, because there are plenty of options for doing a call like this, but this works pretty well.
Hey, Kenny, Josh does hate this lever.
That's been pretty evident.
I think I like where it's at now, but the design process of it was kind of a bear to get it to be where it is. We had to, like you said, like I was saying earlier, we printed a whole tool, a whole test bench to perfectly locate the magnet at just the right angle to give it the amount of force needed.
I'll grab that right now and show it off.
Okay, cool. Yeah. LTA cooling on the bottom of it. Yeah, so Peltier is it's interesting, but of course, if one side's hot, then the other side's cold. If one side's cold, then the other side's hot. It's not a bad idea.
So you can see the angle between the steel plate and the magnet.
Can't easily make this bigger. Let me see if I can make this bigger real quick. Give me a second. Let's just whoop. There we go.
All right. So a normal operation, this steel plate would be completely flat to this bar magnet, but that's just too much pull force. And we figured out the behavior. If you tilt off of the magnet, you can adjust the braking force between the two. And we didn't know what that was, what
And
that
the line
angle was.
contact is more repeatable than the plane to plane. So,
Yeah, the line contact actually helps repeatability a lot. So the geometries for where to push match the bed lever. Then you have your angle indication. So we just walked it all the way down and recorded several braking forces at each angle, and made a nice plot, and picked a number from there. So if you do have issues with the bed lever braking too softly, then we could make another bed lever at a different angle for you.
Interesting.
yeah.
Lots of little things like that. Explore the behaviors of the machine.
Mm-hmm. What was there any similar challenges with like the pivot points in the back? Because those seem like a lot of thought went into how to make that the bed be able to do what it does with those ball and socket joints in the back. I
Yeah.
don't imagine that
Yeah,
that's a one revision, one and done thing.
Absolutely not. No, there was quite a lot of trying to figure out how to get those to be rigid, but also get the kinematic, the Kelvin kinematic coupling functional as a hinge, and also to get it to work such that the materials didn't wear, and also to try to avoid using even more linear rails, which we may succumb to that in a future revision. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think I had sort of the original layout of it, and then Balin came and made a lot of improvements to it. Getting the cups to cup around the ball, using the ball as one of the points of contact, and then having two other points of contact in there. Getting the tolerances of those holes and making sure that they worked with the dowels that we were getting was tricky. And yeah, it definitely is something that, you know, as you go through and print the parts, it's one of those things where you want to follow the notes that we have in the docs about the kind of fit. Otherwise, yeah, get a wiggly bed.
Yeah, doing proper shrinkage compensation was critical for this build, especially in those type of areas. What methods do you guys use? Do you have a go-to that you use for that?
I just print a cube that has chamfered edges, so you know the elephant's foot doesn't play into the reading so much, and just take calipers to it. And if I have multiple machines, I try to do that across all of them, but that's kind of hard to keep track of. Yeah, I'd love to see a 3D printer that has one of those nice 3D scanners in it with some retroflectors somehow on the bed. It'd be nice to just print your calibration, get the reading on it. You can pull up the 3D model that it scanned, and then just hit scrape, and that goes in the bin, and then you're ready to go.
Yeah, this entire thing was printed on one printer just because of the it's not a lot of extra effort. It's not to calibrate a printer for shrinkage compensation, or actually calibrate a filament on a printer for it. But it was basically all printed on my Core 1L because I got it all calibrated, and then I just sent jobs to it. And fortunately, I started printing about 6 weeks before the series started because there is a lot of printing involved.
Yeah, I don't think we were keeping track of how much filament we were using while designing it. And we were wrapping up the bomb. It's like, holy crap, this thing uses almost 5 kilos.
There is a lot. I mean, I don't really complain about that because there's the design is what you want it to be. There's a lot of that that's put towards aesthetics. There's a lot of that that's put towards function. So it is what it is. The spot I would think maybe the feet would be an area to reduce that quite a bit. Those are some honky
Probably add
chunks
some
of plastic.
voids in there.
Yeah, yeah. Although sometimes that can
Yeah.
be counterintuitive. You're adding voids, but you're adding a lot of extra perimeters. So the
Right.
Mhm.
you don't really have the same net change in volume that you would have
Right.
expected.
Yeah, we're in print speed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting it to be a box doesn't like nice. That's one thing that we sort of discovered after, is that a box doesn't really nicely fit under the printer. Like a shallow box
Oh
will,
yeah.
but one that's larger than the actual um than the bed doesn't quite fit under there. So yeah, doing something like that, you'll see when you go. Like you'll see, you'll need a smaller, slightly smaller box. Yeah.
One idea I had is printing a bin on my Phoenix to fit under there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
If
Just
it's
as a
print to
fun,
fit, it'll work.
just as a
Yeah,
fun
exactly.
printed on the Phoenix project.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
even
let us definitely share with us what you end up coming up with. That'd be awesome to see.
Put some big nozzle on there and do this giant vase mode thing. That'd be fun. Yeah, narrowing or widening the opening in the front would probably be a good thing, huh? Just
Yeah.
to be able to get something that's as wide as the maybe to that end, is there room in here to do any kind of like ramps that force anything that's kind of on the edge to fall into a narrower bin?
Yeah, I
yeah, there's
mean,
room.
that's another idea, like having like, yeah, little ramps, little like a square funnel situation.
Conveyor belt
Yeah,
system
part
under
of
it.
the cool thing about yeah, about having it be open on the bottom is you could put whatever you want on underneath it, conveyor belt, or um like we'd thought about doing some kind of bagging solution, like having it drop parts directly into bags, and having the bags run on some kind of rail or something like that. Or, yeah, you could do a slide underneath it. Uh, yeah, all
Oh,
kinds of
slide would be
solutions.
easy.
Series of drawers.
You guys have a picture somewhere. I've seen it somewhere where it's basically suspended between two desks and it drops into
Yeah,
something, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that's on our
that's
Kickstarter.
a pretty easy way to operate. I think once I get a couple more of these built, I'm just gonna drill holes in tables, or not drill but cut,
Uh-huh.
and just put the bins under there.
I think we're gonna get booted soon.
I'm keeping track. I have a timer.
Okay.
So the the window says your call ends in 5 minutes. That was hidden by my OBS screen on the previous ones.
Mm.
So I didn't it gives a notification sound at 15 minutes. And I didn't realize that's what that sound was until the third time. So any other questions out there before we wrap up? Because I think it makes sense to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes instead of restarting the call.
What about a plastic shredder so your prints can be automatically shredded? Yeah, it's perfect. Drop them right into the
That
hopper.
that comes from the same person who suggested paying a small child 10 cents to remove prints
Yes.
instead of. So if you don't know John, that's John. Couple steppers in a belt, done and done. How is the vibration during print? I didn't notice any extra vibrations
It's
beyond
pretty
any
heavy.
other normal print.
It's pretty massive. You don't
I
get
haven't tried to lift this
vibrations aren't
thing
too
as
bad.
it is yet.
You can
Am I
get it
gonna have a
shaking pretty good with like a speed test, speed
Yeah.
benchy. But it's really not that terrible.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably install Shake and Tune on here and get a better idea of what the vibration profiles look like. I'll try to remember. I'll share those with you guys if you haven't run any of those. And it would be a good thing to have in your list of tools are those tools
Okay.
because are those that application because it really does help visualize. It auto generates the graphs. So you don't have to do it.
Hmm.
with the script or anything. And it does
Yeah, I'd
quite
like
a
to
bit,
see
quite
those.
a few more things. So I'll get those
Yeah, that'd be
generated and
awesome.
I'll post them on my Discord, or you guys are both in my Discord, I think.
Mhm.
So how many scrapes has this been tested without errors so far?
3? Or you mean just now, or?
No, I think they're talking about it in general. I mean, you said you've done multiple day print jobs, so
Yeah, probably 20. Well, for one print job, probably like 25 hits or more. But we haven't had too many errors, or we haven't for a while. I mean, we're still ironing out some stuff, obviously, with the config. So we made some changes there. But
I think the problem there is the errors are so dependent on things outside of the control of the printer. So your combination of filament and plate and settings and that kind of stuff, it would actually, I wouldn't consider errors being a bad thing on or retries or whatever, because that's what it's intended to do. It's
I mean, the
intended
retries have only been working for like, like a month. Like that's a very new feature that I was able to figure out after a long time of, yeah, uh, getting into the more esoteric functionality of Clipper and Calica.
We are
But
under a minute, so I want to get in before you guys leave. Thank you again for your this design, for your response in the feedback that I gave, and for coming on and talking about this. So
thank you, Steve. Thank you for your
yeah,
patience and putting it together on stream. That was really special for everyone in the open source community and for us.
it's been great
awesome.
watching the streams, watching you build this printer week after week.
Yeah.
It's been a good time. I
Awesome.
appreciate your thoroughness.
Well, I hope to see you guys at Orange County Maker Faire, at least Balin. Josh, if you can make it. Otherwise, at whatever next event. And I think they're gone. They gone? Yep. There we go. Yeah, then that just automatically goes away. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. I am pleased with how this turned out in the end. I do want to, I don't know if I'm going to throw this chess set at it, but I want to throw something at it and get to something ABS on it, because that'll be a big part of what I'd want it to do. So with that, coming up Tuesday, Phil and I are going to be doing the wrap up and recap on our Vertigo Index Core 1 builds. So we'll spend a couple hours on Tuesday going over what we've done with it, what little things we've had to work on since we completed those builds, which means I probably won't do a stream Wednesday. That'll depend. We need to start the where are they? The Trident R2 build is coming up, and I've got parts. I've got parts printed, or UPS color parts. So that might happen Wednesday, but maybe not. That might be next Wednesday. And then beyond that, we have the collaboration with Modbot Daniel coming up. So lots of things coming up, lots of events coming up, which means some of those projects are going to take a little bit with the interruptions in event schedules. But yes, Tribent is going to be resurrected in UPS colors because that's what you guys wanted. They did turn out pretty good. I'm pretty pleased. This is the same Larch gold that I used on the Vertigo here. That wasn't necessarily intentional that I would do 2 builds in a row with that color, but it is what it is. So, I will be at 3D Printopia. I'll be at Orange County Maker Faire, and I'll be at Vice in Lisbon, Portugal in October. So with that, thank you everyone. Big thanks to West3D and LDO for providing the kit to go over and build. And thanks to Polymaker for Polymaker provided extra rolls of filament for the black here because it needed it and the giveaways. So take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your weekend and the week. Enjoy the build. Bye.